Stop what you're doing. If your SBS broadcast looks blurry on your laptop or desktop, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon at the bottom right of your screen. Then click on Quality. Click on the highest quality that's available for you. And number 3, wait for your laptop to load and enjoy the broadcast. If your broadcast looks blurry on your phone or tablet, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon located at the top right of your screen. Number 2, click on Advanced. And number 3, click on the highest quality available. If you're still having issues, type in the live chat. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3, the power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials, We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Does this work for you, Kyle? Down here?
Yeah. I'll come by you.
Oh, all right. That's not a bad idea. Or if I can go back one row. Then.
This thing as high up as possible.
Just move your bag. I could put that. Well.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith, along with Northern Indiana FC's Miguel Martins, who earlier in the season was man of the match. Now, we don't expect that from you tonight, but obviously it would be nice. You get the championship in the Great Lakes and your man of the match as well.
Well, the man of the match performance today is not really important. Everything that matters is the win. The boys are ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm very confident. Yeah, it's a team game at the end of the day.
In your professional career, semi-pro, high school, college, have you played in champion? Welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith, along with Northern Indiana FC's Miguel Martins, who earlier in the season was man of the match. Now, we don't expect that from you tonight, but obviously it would be nice. You get the championship in the Great Lakes and your man of the match as well.
Well, the man of the match performance today is not really important. Everything that matters is the win. The boys are ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm very confident. Yeah, it's a team game at the end of the day.
In your professional career, semi-pro, high school, college, have you played in championship matches like this?
Yeah, I never lost one.
You've never lost one?
I never lost a final, so I don't want to lose today again. It's starting to be a little bit of a routine, and I want to keep it.
So it's a championship match. If it's tied after additional time, it will go to PKs. Have you ever been in that environment? And what have you worked on in practice in case it goes to penalty kicks today?
Yeah, we're ready. Previously in my lifetime, I have experience with PKs. I'm very confident in myself. I'm very confident in the boys. We practiced it. We made them. So we just have to replicate what we did yesterday. So we're confident for sure.
So you guys are undefeated. Very impressive coming into this match. 9-0-1. Not only if you win today, you're champions of the Great Lakes Conference, but you would finish the season unblemished, undefeated, if you will. What would that mean to you?
That would mean the world to me. You know, it's not easy to do. There's a lot of great teams around. These boys that we're about to play, they're great. They have great grit, great skill, great players, great skills. But it's going to be a fun game for sure.
You got David Tavares between the pipes tonight. What are we going to see from him?
He's super confident guy, very nice guy, and I have utmost trust in him. He's going to be great today for sure.
Final thoughts about the championship match. It doesn't get much better than this.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Go watch live right now. Tune in.
All right, that's Miguel Martins. We're going to take a break. Play-by-play broadcast coming up next. Welcome to the pregame show, brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith, along with Cedars FC. Nafali Diallo, as they're about to take on Northern Indiana FC. Winner wins the Great Lakes Conference, loser in second place. You were the winner of the East. You're playing the team from the West and the South Bend Northern Indiana FC. What's it going to take for a victory today?
Today, and we're gonna have to play as a team, and we're gonna win this. We have to win it. We need our second trophy. So today, all we gotta do is play as a team. We're gonna win this as a team, as together. We're gonna fight together, and we're gonna win this, and we're gonna take it home. We're coming to Michigan, Detroit. Yeah, I already know, man. Y'all stay tuned. Yes, sir.
So this is a team that's 9-0-1. Are you a little bit scared about that? A team that's undefeated coming into this one.
Nah, I'm not scared at all. I'm here to play. I'm here to win. They're here to win. We're a great team. They're a good team. We're here to win, so we're going to win this thing. We have to fight for it, It's life, man. Win it. The best team win. But I think we're going to win it, though. I'm for sure. I'm confident. I'm not scared. I'm here to win. That's it. That's what I'm here for.
We can see the sweat pouring down. It's obviously a very hot day today. What is your coach, what has your nutritionist talked to you about, physical therapist, about staying cool and making sure that you don't sweat too much and stay not overheated?
Yes, sir. They've been telling us and to be drinking some water. So right now everybody being drinking water and eating some apples, and banana. So right now everybody feeling good. Right now I'm sweating. We right here right now. It's hot. It's really really hot. But we're here to win though. We're gonna win it.
Final thoughts about the match tonight. You win. You're the champions of the Great Lakes Conference.
Yes, sir. Inshallah, we're going to win it, man. We got this. Let's go. Never give up. Let's get it. Appreciate you. Thank you.
That's Nafali Diallo. We're going to take a break. Play-by-play broadcast going up next.
Appreciate it.
Stop what you're doing. If your SBS broadcast looks blurry on your laptop or desktop, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon at the bottom right of your screen. Then click on Quality. Click on the highest quality that's available for you. And number 3, wait for your laptop to load and enjoy the broadcast. If your broadcast looks blurry on your phone or tablet, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon located at the top right of your screen. Number 2, click on Advanced. And number 3, click on the highest quality available. If you're still having issues, type in the live chat. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
It started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
I just saw super low interest rates on Facebook. Maybe I can refinance my butter hot tub.
Yes on the butter, no on the link, Karen. Social media scams rob Americans every year. You're giving away your money to a hacker in a hoodie.
That's a negative stereotype, and we don't appreciate it. I'd like to speak to their manager.
You're actually the manager of protecting your identity. Learn more at banksneveraskthat.com.
Okay. Gary, we need more baguettes.
Stop what you're doing. If your SBS broadcast looks blurry on your laptop or desktop, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon at the bottom right of your screen. Then click on Quality. Click on the highest quality that's available for you. And number 3, wait for your laptop to load and enjoy the broadcast. If your broadcast looks blurry on your phone or tablet, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon located at the top right of your screen. Number 2, click on Advanced. And number 3, click on the highest quality available. If you're still having issues, type in the live chat. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
Welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith along with Cedars FC, Nafali Diallo, as they're about to take on Northern Indiana FC.
And neither team gave up goals.
Is that the shot you want? Chris, is that the shot you want?
It usually ends up that way, especially in championship games. But I figured I'd give you a chance to.
Okay.
The guy here in the second row in the black shirt says, yeah.
You're going to get some great photos. And we got a couple of nice cameras walking around.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway as Northern Indiana is about to take on Cedars FC. Cedars at 8-2. Northern Indiana, they're the home team for a reason. Better record than Cedars, 9-0-1. Their only draw, a hard-fought 0-0 tie against 1927 SC. 1927 Soccer Club finish in second place, just below Northern Indiana FC.
All it was that 3 points. So Northern Indiana 9-0-1, 1927 SC 8-1-1. Then the other 4 teams on that side of the Great Lakes West Division, Lansing Common was 4-5-1, Holland Rovers 4-6-0, Tulip City United was 3-6-1, and the Indy boys nothing but 10 losses, no draws, right? But the story here is Northern Indiana goals scored is 34. They gave up just 9, so goal differential of 25. That's pretty darn good. Interesting though, the team 1927 SC, they had 35 goals for, just 5 given up, and 30 on the differential. So 1927 was a good team, but they lost to somebody else, and that's what put them in second place. On the other side, we've got the Great Lakes East Division. You got Cedars FC, they're here. Barely made it, 8-2 record, so that 8 points times 3. 8 wins times 3 points a win, 24 points. Michigan Stars, second place with 23 points, 1 point. How did that happen? Well, they had 7 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, right? So you only get 1 point for a tie and 3 points for the win. That's why Michigan Stars aren't here by just 1 point. But in that side, there's 10 other teams, right, or 10 total teams. Thundercats, who are 6-2-2 with 20 points, not too far behind. Liquid Football, I like that name, 5-2 with 3 ties. Troy United, 5-4-1. Inter Detroit, 4-5-1. Michigan Jaguars, 3-6-1. And then the Futsal Factory Academy, 2-6-2. Livonia City, 2-7-1. I actually know where Livonia is. And Ypsiatis, 1-8-1. Could be Ypsiatis. I'm not sure how to pronounce them, but just one win on the year. This is a pick'em game. We don't know who's going to win. I mean, some people might think, well, we think Northern Indiana is going to win it, but I don't know if you can say that. Both have really good records. This is going to be a pick'em game. I think the way the game is going to go, though, it's going to start out with both teams kind of feeling each other out at the beginning.
So we're going to take a break, and National Anthem coming up next here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone. Players to watch out for. We talked about it in the pregame show with Nafali Diallo. Excellent player, but he was sweating like a banshee in that pregame interview. Endurance is key, and being able to endure the elements tonight is key. It's going to get a little bit cooler after 8 o'clock, but the first 30 minutes or so, it's going to be very hot for both teams' players.
Yeah, I view it that he wants to win with all that sweat during the warm-up. It was like 97 degrees, at least in your car earlier this afternoon. It's obviously cooling off more, but he wants to win, and he wants to warm up hard so he can come out strong at the beginning. I think the game, though, is going to start out both teams feeling each other out a little bit. I think it'll end up being both teams have very good defenses, so I don't expect a lot of scoring. Maybe 1 or 2 to nothing. 1-0 or 2 to nothing. Can't pick a winner here. To me, if this were a Vegas game, it's a pick'em game.
I'm going to go with Northern Indiana FC. I think they're going to win 2-0.
They had a great start to the season. They had a large goal differential early on in the season, but obviously, both teams are at the top of their division. Two very, very tough divisions. That 1927 SC team is very, very worthy. I bet you they're pretty sad they're not here.
Right. And remember, Michigan Stars only 1 point behind Cedars FC, and it shows you in soccer, even though you think the draw helps you, it really doesn't, because Michigan Stars had 2 draws and Cedars had 0 ties.
Yeah, I'm going to say if you're going to try to get at the top of the standings, nobody in soccer thinks a tie helps you, because that tie gives you 1 point.
Right.
Each team gets 1 point, so just the whole match you only get 2 points given out, whereas if you win that game, you get 3. So if you think you're going to win the division, you need to break that tie and get that goal.
1 tie is okay, but more than 1, then you're worrying about other teams losing instead of getting a tie, because if they get a tie and you get a tie, you're at a loss.
Well, what's very interesting is neither of these. Oh, I see. Northern Indiana does have 1 draw. I was going to say Cedars, they don't have any draws. They were the only team in the whole the whole division there that didn't have any ties. And of course, we're calling them ties. Soccer aficionados, they want to call them draws.
Right.
And level the score.
Well, I didn't want to say draw 5 times in a row, so I said draw once, then I said tie. The broadcaster's way of doing things. It's going to be in the white and Cedars, they're going to take the ball first. In the blue, orange, and white is Northern Indiana FC. This is their home pitch. What a beautiful complex it is with those beautiful trees behind us.
Right, and we're in the stands today. Now, I've dropped my shoes twice until I turned on the performance strap on my Crocs, right? But we're in the stands along with all the fans. The reason for that is the sun is behind us, so we can see everybody more clear on the video. But we've got the press box on the far side.
So here we go. It's going to be Cedars to take it. Kicking it is Al Sagir as he gets it to the far sideline. Attacking is Oliveira as it's back over to the D-line of Cedars on the right foot.
And we've got some names on that team to pronounce.
And that might be a foul, no call. We play on.
That little push from behind never hurt anybody.
And it's going to be kicked back to Rodriguez, as Rodriguez sends it back to his keeper and David Tavares.
I like this, though. Keep possession. Don't lose possession. Hold on to it. Turnovers in soccer do matter, especially for the top teams.
Left-footed boot, not a great one, but still on target nonetheless. The first foul of the game, and it's going to be committed by Rolando Benitez.
And playing it right away, looking for a send right off the bat.
Sent it over to Saeed. Saeed with a hesitation move. Not a great shot. And partner, that's almost like a turnover because now it allows Cedars to do what they want off the goal kick and set up a play.
Well, true, but I do like that send. He was wide open on the near side, and if you make the right break.
Right, I just didn't like the shot on net. It becomes kind of a turnover.
The 2 bouncer right into the breadbasket of the goalie. I'm the one that usually harps on that about turnovers. Take good shots.
If it's not there, maybe do the crosser or maybe stop the ball, reset, maybe you can get it back to a midfielder.
Yeah, he didn't have too many with him on that break, I'll call it. That was sent quite early on that free kick.
Throw in. Looked like it was last touch by Northern Indiana, but maybe they called the push. Flag went up, and Northern Indiana around it, so they're going to get the throw in. What would you have called their partner? The ball looked like it was last touch by Northern Indiana, but then there was a late push by Rolando Benitez.
Yeah, I think it was just called off the foot, right? So that's why they're giving Northern Indiana the ball. I don't think they called
it. Would have been,
it
would have been a free kick.
It'll be a
right near the sideline.
Let's see what they do there. There's the throw in.
Yeah. Throw in to Rodriguez as he gets it to Sharaf Amal. Then back over to midfield off the body. Thiago Dos Santos will play it. Still on his right foot. Great slide tackle action by Cedars.
I like it when the slide tackles actually get the ball.
And then sent over to Dos Santos. That shot! Nice save by Kanalopoulos.
Boy, that shot had eyes. Top right
Saeed
corner.
Over to Martins. Crosser, header! Just a little bit high, and if Cedars isn't careful, partner, Northern Indiana is going to score in the next couple of minutes.
Well, they've had 3 attempts at the net already, just 3, that didn't go in, and obviously no activity on the left side of our field. So Northern Indiana doing a great job in the front third here, early on. So I thought the game was going to be a little bit of a feeling out period. And Northern Illinois said, nope, not while we're here. We're going to take it to them. Now we're going to see what they do defensively, if they press a little bit or go back. But so far, we like the way Northern Indiana is playing. Lots of possession, 3 shots.
Kanalopoulos will kick. Over to the center circle as it's played by Northern Indiana. Over to Saeed.
And again, possession early.
Saeed called for it, too much on it, and one of the few times that Cedars is going to possess the ball.
But I like the pass. It was just a one touch. He went for the give and go, and it just a little bit too much out in front of him.
Throw in action off the body. Double team comes from a push that time by Rodriguez. The officials are letting him play a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. I wouldn't have called that push off. You know, Caitlin Clark does it in the WNBA. Why not here in soccer?
Left-footed boot. Now, the problem is, did that forearm push give the separation necessary? Easy shot and easily saved by Yanni Kanalopoulos.
Yeah, but that easy shot, if it's a little by 10 or 12 feet to the right, that's a goal. I mean, that was a nice kick with some pace on it. One bouncer, sure, right to the goalie on that one. We're talking 4 shots now to none.
Left-footed boot. Now I see 99, so it might be a late change. The starting lineup we got was Yanni Kanalopoulos, but they might have made a late change to Kaylin Matas Castillo.
There's a lot of interesting names on these two lists.
It's not a lot of John Smiths and Tom Johnsons or Don Jones, that's for sure. And you know what? We have enough John Smiths.
Oh, we have one.
We need
Kyle
more
Smith
Kaylin
here.
Matas Castillos.
Oh, offside's called there.
And good sportsmanship by Northern Indiana, not even really refuting the call.
Well, I mean, if you're offside, you're offside.
Well, you could still have bad sportsmanship and try to argue your case.
You got to pick your spots. If you're going to yell at the referee, don't do it for the wrong call. And so far, from what we've seen, the referee is doing a perfect game so far, which you would expect nothing less in a championship match. They pick the referees, pick the good ones for these kinds of games.
How does Cedars deal with this loud drum? It's definitely not their home pitch, and these are the elements they have to deal with.
They're good players. They're not going to listen to that. They're just, tune it out. You don't even hear it when you're the other team.
The other thing is, too, is it a little bit irritating for Northern Indiana players as well. Of course, they're more used to it.
Well, the Vuvuzelas would be nice.
Saeed, no call. It looked like he was starting to fall down before there was any push, regardless.
I like the no call. Let him play some. If you're going to call it that tight, I mean, you're going to absolutely affect the outcome of the game. So far, the referees doing a good job letting them play appropriately.
How does Cedars counter what Northern Indiana has thrown at them the last 5 minutes? I mean, Cedars has barely possessed the ball this far.
Well, and that's the thing. Ball possession matters.
Look at that give-and-go play. Tap pass over the right, shot and blocked, but a corner kick coming up. Saeed on the shot. It was blocked by Issa, and Northern Indiana, they're picking up the pace, and they're just forcing Cedars to give up corner kicks.
I mean, it does look like Northern Indiana is a better team so far. Cedars is going to have to come out with short, quicker passes and move the ball upfield, and the question is going to be, can they? Now, this is the first set piece from the corner after 5 shots towards the net. Or maybe it's like 6 shots towards the net. We do have a statistician here that can tell us.
Left-footed boot on the corner. Headed away. And
I think it's going to be another corner.
They put the hands up partner. For people that don't know the game of soccer, why would the forwards for Northern Indiana FC put the fingers up in the air like that?
Maybe he wanted to pass higher. I didn't see what he did. Yeah.
If they put a number one finger up in the air.
It could be, they want to run play number 1. It could be that it was he wants to pass higher from the. I'm not sure what he was asking for. I didn't see it.
So it's going to be Martins on the corner kick. We'll give you.
But they do run different plays from these kicks.
Live stats coming up. We do have Stat Crew tonight, thanks to Sean Healy. Right-footed boot from Martins. Instead, he kicks it. Left-footed shot, blocked again. It was off the foot of Sharaf Amal.
I think they got another corner coming. So this is 3 corners
yeah.
right in a row. I don't like that. I like it when you head the ball, kick it from the corner to the far post, try to head it or kick it or bounce it in, look for a rebound. I don't like those plays when they come out in front. There's too much traffic. Oftentimes you end up, keeping your toe pointed up a little bit and the ball goes over the net like a field goal. It's like a turnover.
Right.
Here, he kept it low, but there's way too much traffic between him and the net. Yes, you are looking for a deflection, but that's not a common deflection. I'd like to see a far post shot.
The drummer's shouting, "We want the smoke." That means they want a goal. They put the smoke up when somebody scores. Right-footed boot, not a great one. Header, he scores! Goal! They're going to credit it to Martin Von Thun. 1-0 NIFC. Here comes the yellow smoke.
Didn't take long to score, did it? 3 corner kicks in a row. The third one went in. The ball's been on the right side of the field the whole entire game so far. I would say at this point in time, Cedars is in real trouble.
Wow. Well, partner, you always harp it on the broadcast. Don't give up too many corner kicks. That was 4 total, 3 in a row that Cedars gave up. And I said not a great corner kick because it was a little low, but Martin Van Thun adjusted to the kick and headed into the back of the net.
And perfect direction, perfect redirection. And that's going to be hard to come back. Now Cedars with the ball. There's a trip. They play on. Again, I like what Northern Indiana is doing. Just hold on to the ball. Don't lose it. Don't make a pass where you lose the ball. Bring the ball up deliberately. Find the open guy. They've got the lead and the ball. There goes the ball.
Should have been a call on Joe D'Alvera, but they don't call it. Meanwhile, played by Salmon. And this is really a disadvantage for Cedars because they really don't want this to go to penalty kicks. Now you got to really score 2 goals in regulation because it seems like NIFC has more talent with their forwards and midfielders than Cedars does. If it goes to a PK situation after additional time in the second half, that would be an advantage for NIFC.
Yeah, we can do that. We're the broadcasters, right? But I'm thinking they're not thinking that way. They're like, how can we score this next goal to tie up the game? How can I make my next pass connect, right?
And that makes a very good team, which would be the reason why they're first place of the Eastern Division.
Yeah, they're going to keep focused on the actual game right in front of them. So this pass is going to be, probably a center from here. Maybe I think he'll try to kick it far post again from a long way away, though.
So the first free kick awarded in the last 5 minutes for Cedars.
Yeah, it's been a very clean game for Northern Indiana.
Right-footed boot. Not a good one, but it somehow reached the furthest forward that time at number 12.
They're going to get a corner kick the other direction now. So what's good how does this saying go? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Got a corner kick the other side, but it looks like they're going to have to get 3 in a row, though, to match the goal.
Loose ball, almost, and oh, goodness gracious. A player for Cedars hit the post as he tried to head it into the back of the net.
Would have been a goal if it weren't for some pushing and shoving in there, but that's how it works. At the end, though, it went wide. No goal, no harm done. They have the ball and the lead.
That's exactly why you don't want to give up corner kicks.
Yes, you said that.
And now it seems like, it's easy to just block the shot and get in the way of the header from the opposition, but harder than it looks.
Well, and this all started from that first free kick out essentially at midfield.
Here we go, Leo Rodriguez on his right foot, and he somehow got it back. Number 12 arguing it was last touched by NIFC, and now after it is Muhammad Issa.
Yeah, that's what the fans would have you thinking over there on the Cedars side.
I mean, Cedars has been playing on their heels most of the match. Even though they got the throw in, it was so deep in their own territory, then it goes off the body. Normally, you'd like to get that throw in closer to your keeper because it's so hard to handle a pass off a throw in near the touchline like that.
Well, they gained a few yards of real estate here.
Yeah, at least they got out of danger, Robinson.
danger, Will Robinson, right? With Dr. Smith on the spaceship. Not Kyle Smith, of course.
Left-footed boot back to the keeper, and Tavares, he's been very quiet thus far, except for that corner kick.
Well, that was a scary one. That got by untouched, right in front of the goal mouth. So this game is far from over, but it is a good lead, and Northern Indiana is playing great.
On the far touchline, last touch by Cedars, and it's going to be a throw-in for NIFC.
I'm glad we're on this side with the fans anyway, because the sun is behind us, so it's a real nice view of the players. But eventually the sun's going to go down, the trees are going to, the shade's going to get on the field.
Past midfield, here comes NIFC again. Slow-moving ball off the foot of Rodriguez. Now played by Muhammad. Up in the air, near the center circle. Headed forward. And it was off the body of 15 Benitez. Back in the territory of Cedars. If you're just joining us, a goal was scored by Northern Indiana off a corner kick, and then Cedars almost scored off a corner kick. Goal of the game, Don't give up any more corner kicks if you can avoid doing so.
The moral of the story, right? Now, the other thing you notice about this field, it's grass. It's real grass and a very nice, flat, really good surface. We've been doing a lot of the games on turf, not so much grass. The ball moves a little bit slower on the grass, but this grass is pretty fast. Really well-maintained field here.
Yeah, they water it really well. So are we going to see a lot of slide tackles in the second half because it's grass and not turf?
You do see it more in this grass, absolutely. You don't, put strawberries all up and down your body when you slide tackle on this grass.
There's no divots either.
Yeah, it's very flat. It's a good field to walk on.
They're arguing a handball is Northern Indiana. I think it was clean.
We're going to get the free kick for Cedars.
Are you surprised that Cedars made the late goalkeeping change and going with Matas Castillo instead of Canalopoulos?
The problem there is I don't know. I don't know, both goalies, so it's hard for me to really assess that. I'm thinking it could be as innocent as, he's out of town or something for his work or something.
Or they just gave us the wrong number, and 99 is actually Canalopoulos.
When I was asking about pronunciations earlier, I went to some of the Cedars fans, and there was 3 or 4 players on the Cedars roster that are not going to be here today. So I thought that was interesting. In the championship game, they might be missing some of their talent.
Not the best time to be missing some of your best players.
Right, but you look over at the benches, and they both seem to have enough subs, so I don't know how much that'll affect the game by those players not being here.
Here's the other thing, too. Northern Indiana is without Piero Sabroso. He had 3 goals against the Howland Rovers. So it's not like Northern Indiana is not playing shorthanded either.
I was looking up the scores. In the Great Lakes West Division, Northern Indiana, the India boys, they were 0-10, and their goal differentiation was -53. So Northern Indiana may have a little bit of an inflated goals for as a result of a game like that. But nonetheless, both teams are very, very stingy on defense.
There is a chance of a Great Lakes South Conference entering the Midwest Premier League next season, as more and more teams keep being added on to the MWPL.
Well, it's a really well-run, well-organized league. More teams I can see would want to be here. There's a lot of player movement from team to team. I think that might have been out. Yeah, there goes the ref flag. It's right in front of us here, but we're at the wrong angle to really tell. The player's feet was out of bounds. We don't know really where the ball was. The ball has to be entirely out of bounds for it to be flagged. A little bit of pushing.
Yeah, it
worked to get the ball back.
Deep in their own territory, and a left-footed boot that time by De Silva.
Yeah, great job accepting the ball at the bottom of his feet on that long pass, but did go out after all.
It's a Northern Indiana FC team. They're undefeated coming into this one. And they enter this championship match as the Great Lakes West lost 3 Michigan teams. So one could argue, well, it was easy sledding for Northern Indiana to get here. Well, when you go 9-0-1, you still deserve at least some of the credit.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that was easy sledding. I mean, there's 9 other strong teams. I mean, obviously there's a second place all the way through 10th place, but it's not easy sledding playing 10 different teams in this division.
And the same thing too. They only have 1 draw. Technically, if they went 7-0-3, they'd still be undefeated. But those 2 wins, instead of having 2 draws, 3 wins, 3 points better than the other team behind them.
Sometimes you like to see a draw by the undefeated team at the top, right? Because that kind of shows that there is parity in the league. When somebody goes like 10-0-0 or something, sometimes you wonder, well, they just had such a good team that they couldn't be beat by anybody no matter what they did. And that's not the case here. These guys are earning these games.
What a move by Miguel Martins. He's showing why he was former man of the match earlier in the season. I mean, that corner kick, the goal that was scored by Von Thun, it was set up by Martin's kick. And I know I said on the broadcast it wasn't the greatest kick, and it wasn't. It wasn't that high, but it was to Von Thun's head, and he did the rest with it. Out of bounds, who touched it last? Cedars is arguing it was last touched by the men in blue.
We get to hear all the parents and family, friends, and stuff like that on this side, arguing the calls. When we're in the press box, usually we don't hear so much from the parents on saying, hey, it was in, it was out. Should be our ball. This field is really nicely dressed up too. I like that there's advertisements everywhere. They got a couple of tents over there. You can buy T-shirts. There's some food trucks over there. Frankie's. I can't read the other one. It's really a nice event. Well put on.
Right now it's over to Sharaf Amal. Rodriguez with it now. Back to the D-line, played by Von Thun. Von Thun, lead pass.
Yeah, I was just about to say I like the ball possession on that, but they gave it up. It's those long passes. It's not exactly 50-50, but I'd like to see the passes connect with a higher percentage.
Cedars trying to regroup. Only time that they've looked good on offense is off their set pieces, off a free kick and a corner kick.
Well, they look good right here. They're holding it for a little ways. Oh,
keeping it in.
Now.
Couldn't get the header he wanted, but still on target. Nonetheless, over to Audi. His shot. And Tavares with a nice save. Goes to the ground right away to avoid giving up a rebound try.
What a perfectly aimed shot, though. It was obviously a great save, too, but that was hitting at the corner. Goalie had to be really alert if he was screened or something, didn't see it coming. That would have gone in. Great shot into the corner. So that was the first really good attempt from Cedars. Maybe they're figuring this out. They're only down a goal.
Over to Oliveira.
Both teams are going to make adjustments now during the first half and, of course, at halftime. If Cedars makes the right adjustments and get that goal back, I think we got a spike that came up a bit high.
What adjustments can head coach Sam Perrine make for this Cedars team?
Yeah, what I'd like to see is shorter, quicker passes, bring the ball up slower, not try to make long passes, get more and more possession, give your team confidence to hold on to the ball, take a little bit of the confidence away from Northern Indiana, keep the ball away from them, and bring the ball up more slowly and more deliberate, obviously with a quality pass and no turnovers. Like here's another send. Probably going to lose the ball on this.
Von Thun, and he thought about kicking it back to Tavares. Instead, he got the ball and then sent it up near the midway line.
And then lost it again. So these are the turnovers that don't help. Another turnover here. No, it's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, it was definitely a foul. You grab at the jersey. You're not even allowed to do that in street soccer, much less regular soccer.
Yeah, we don't need to see the soccer player's underwear when he pulls on the
well, it was the jersey. It wasn't the shorts.
You're not this time.
High up in the air, trying to beat a defender to the play was Papa Massar Diao, but reading it well is Tavares. And he's making his case for man of the match. It was a nice goal by Von Thun, but he's been very good as well between the pipes.
Well, he hasn't had too many quality shots to worry about, but obviously you got to save the ones that come to you.
He's got the shutout thus far.
I've decided that clean sheet word, that's like from the 1930s. I'm like, it's a shutout. It's not a clean sheet anymore. We use computers anyway. Maybe it's a clean cathode ray tube or clean pixels, but not a clean sheet anymore. There, I just committed my soccer heresy for the day. Here we go.
You know, partner, thus far, 6 shots for Northern Indiana, just 1 shot for Cedars. That's how dominant it's been thus far.
Well, their 1 shot was a quality shot, so all it takes is 1 to tie it. Here they go again.
On the right side, slide tackle action.
We got the ball first.
Got to be careful, though, partner. Was near the box, and he got ball first, thankfully, but doesn't matter if you mean to go for the ball. If you hit the leg first, that's a foul, and if you do it in the box, it's a penalty kick.
Right, and that's a good way to get back into the game if you can get that pass into the box and then you make somebody miss on the slide tackle. But that was outside the box. He did get the ball first, but it results in a corner kick. And remember, last corner kick went through the other side untouched, right in front of the goal.
Corner kick, it's going to be a right-footed boot.
Oh, just kidding. We have somebody down.
Yeah, injury, possibly a cramping. It's a hot day. And he's not holding the knee. It's around the head area. They signal the trainer to come in. We'll let you know in a minute what the injury is. For now, we're going to take a break. It's 1-0 in favor of NIFC here on SBS. Stop what you're doing. If your SBS broadcast looks blurry on your laptop. Back to the action. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsway. We thought the trainer was going to come out for a concussion. Not a great corner kick and easily cleared by NIFC. That was weird, partner, because he was signaling that his head was hurting and to bring the trainer out. Meanwhile, NIFC countering off the corner kick.
And have numbers.
Not a great pass, but they still have it, at least for now. Left-footed boot, and it's blocked. Last touch by Cedars, corner kick again.
Right, these corner kicks, obviously one has gone in, so it's danger, danger, Will Robinson from the corner here.
Good job, though, blocking that shot by Nafali Diallo, who he had in the pregame show. He blocked it, and he made sure that it hit off his shoulder and not his arm or hand.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're in that box, you got to make sure your hands are safely tucked behind your back. I know when my kid played soccer, coach was like, what you do is you kind of punt the ball right into the kid's belly, and what happens is they put the hands, defensive motion, and they catch the ball, and it's an immediate penalty kick. Obviously, these guys are well past my kid's soccer, right? So keep those arms behind you.
Right-footed boot. That one's very high. Header!
See,
and
that's the
missed.
kick I like to see more of. Now, chose to use a header there, but if you are good at using your foot on that kind of a play, it's got a million miles an hour toward the net. Deflection, you just can't stop. So that was a very good corner kick. Those are the kinds of corner kicks I want to see. High, far post, just like that.
So, partner, it was interesting. If he had used his foot and kicked it, there was a defender waiting to block it.
Right.
For people that aren't aware of the game of soccer, if he had used his hands to block it and the ball hit the white line like it was about to cross the white line and you use your hands to block it, is it a penalty kick awarded or is the goal awarded?
Well, it would be a red card. No goal. You get the penalty kick and you're red carded. You're out of the match if it's what I think you're asking.
Yeah, well, it would be inadvertent because you try to hit with your shoulder, but you use your hand to block it.
Well, it wasn't inadvertent in my daughter's case. They're losing one, or they're winning 1-0, or losing. I think I don't remember the situation anymore, but she made the right call by catching the ball, and she wasn't the goalie. She went out on the red card. They missed the penalty kick. They went on to win the game, but she had to sit out the next game.
Because, I brought that up because you talked about switching over to use your foot instead of the header. And if he had kicked it, he would have kicked it right into the body of the defender that was guarding the post.
Well, he would have had his hands behind his back, too, there. But I think you get a little bit more power on the on the foot.
That one over near the box, cleared temporarily.
Now, this could be interesting.
By Cedars. Help comes from Northern Indiana. Lead pass and a beauty. Here comes Diala. Man, is he fun to watch in space. Stop and start moving a beauty. He kicks it back to Dode.
Yeah, Cedars came out pumped on this one.
Al-Sagir.
It's like, no goals for you on the corner kick. We're going to put some pressure on you next.
Way too many corner kicks. They've already given up 6 as Cedars.
There's another one coming, perhaps? Was that deflected?
Off the side of the net.
Kick. I think he was trying to bounce it off the defender, and then you get a corner kick out of it, but the defender skillfully or artfully, whatever you want to call it, got out of the way, so it's a goal kick. And that's a tough call for the defender. Do you want to block that shot and then it bounces off you for the corner, or do you get out of the way and rely on the goalie to make that save? But that kick went wide. That puts extreme pressure on the defense on those situations. Here again, another send for Northern Indiana. They maintain possession.
Over to the sideline.
Another successful slide tackle to get the ball back, though.
Right-footed boot off the head. It was headed by Dowd. And then back over to the D-line. Off the knee.
See, I like this pressure and a little bump. They're going to call the bump?
If you're wondering, the only 2 losses that Cedars FC had this season, they were both 2-1 defeats. One of them was a heartbreaker. They were up 1-0 on Liquid Football, and then they gave up 2 unanswered goals.
What a great name, though, Liquid Football. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that free kick got called. The defender obviously was begging the ref to make that call, and it's fair. It was kind of a after-the-play bump that wasn't necessary.
And especially because they've set the precedent that they're not going to call everything today.
He got the ball, no trip, keep going.
Left-footed boot, not a good one. And are you surprised that Tavares caught it? It looked like it was going to go wide of the net regardless, and he would have had a goal kick instead of having to punt it off catching it.
Well, to me, it's the same difference. You effectively have a goal kick here.
Yeah.
He could have waited and sent everybody upfield and kicked it, or you punted
Right.
it.
If you let it go wide, you give your forwards and midfielders time to get to midfield.
Well, you still have like 30 seconds or so to hold on to it. You can get them up there. But did it surprise me? I mean, sometimes it's better just make sure you grab it. What if you misjudge the edge of the net? Then you're really up a creek. So just catch it.
Obviously, when you're a goalkeeper, you want to be a good punter. Is it harder to punt a soccer ball or a football?
Oh, by far harder to punt a football. You have to hit the football just right. The soccer ball is round.
It hurts, though, that big, round, black and white ball.
Yeah.
It's not a rag ball when you punt it.
Yeah, soccer ball is hard. If you get hit in the face off somebody's kick, youch.
Left-footed boot, crosser, and headed away.
Into the corner, and from the corner they're going to throw it in. He was careful to head it on the side instead of behind the goal, because then it would have been another corner kick. Here it's just a throw-in. Sometimes I wonder why people don't have enough strength to throw it in as if it were a corner kick, but they don't. I always like it in the girls' games where they do the somersault and then throw it in.
Push by number 11 of
he did
NIFC.
LeBron James on offense. Just go through a defender. Don't go around him. Just go through him.
So it was Saeed on the push, but the keeper got it back anyways. Meanwhile, on the far touchline, as it's over to Al-Sagir.
I'm going to say for a championship game, this has been very, very cleanly played by both teams. You would expect it to get, as they get used to each other a little later and it gets closer and closer to the end, both teams want to win. I'm not going to say the word chippy, but I think it'll be a little bit more physical.
So sometimes they call NIFC the Bethel Pilots FC because a lot of their players and former players are from Bethel University, including their president, Pablo Rodriguez. He's a 3-time conference and regional champion with Bethel University. First division player with Pachuca, Puebla, and UAT. And he was also the NAIA North Central Region Coach of the Year in 2003, and he was a 3-time NAIA Mid-Central Coach of the Year.
See, I like what's happening here. There's a little bit of rough housing. I'm going to say that word, right? And the referee is talking to the players about it. You don't need to give a yellow card. Just talk to them a little bit. It's not exactly a warning. Just calm them down a bit. A few extra seconds on the clock isn't going to hurt anybody. Bethel University, I had a couple of Harper College volleyball players go there after Harper. It's a good school to go to.
And why is NIFC in this championship match? A lot of reasons. One of them is that shot a little bit wide of the net as it was last kicked by Hamad. But one of the reasons that they're in the championship match, their head coach really knows his soccer. He was called up to the Mexican national team in 1996. That's Gerardo Mascareño.
You put your foreign language filter on for that one.
That's got to be the best name in the history of soccer, Gerardo Mascareño. It's like if you've ever seen the movie The Princess Bride.
I'd say the greatest name would be Messi.
Lionel Messi. And, of course, Americans that butcher the name. Hey, I'm a big Lionel Messi fan.
Well, I do play with Lionel Trains, even still.
I love when, like, hockey fans say, yeah, my favorite hockey player is Mark Messier.
So is he messier than Messi? So we got a free kick at midfield here on that missed tackle.
Favorite netminder is Patrick Roy. Straight up in the air. Let's see how NIFC ends the first half. They'll have a couple more possessions at least before we go to halftime.
I calculated one time, it's like you get a golden opportunity at the other net once about every 3 minutes. So when you do that turnover, kick a field goal over the goal and you lose the ball, you don't get another quality shot for another 3 minutes. Look, this one looks, they're going to call it offside. Oh, man, from my angle it looked onside, but, we're not at the right angle. The line judge is right there on the call, called onside, or offside instantly. The free kick is in play instantly.
If you're wondering the pace of play for Midwest Premier League versus college, according to Pinto, interviewed by Protagonist Soccer, it's very more fast-paced than the college game, defensive-minded. And in college soccer, college summer league like the Midwest Premier League, it's more open, more wide-open soccer.
Well, remember we were recording one time field level, and boy, it's amazing how fast these people are. That's why it's so amazing how well they control the ball with their feet while they're speeding down the field.
Over near the center line. Near it is Dowd trying to steal his NIFC. Give and go play. Here come the Travelers. Diallo read the pass well. Cedars looking to regroup in their own end.
See, I like these one-touch passes. And that's what Cedars needs to do. Move the ball successfully upfield. One-touch passes, that got deflected, but maintain control, deliberately move it forward.
Over to the touchline, over to Elsevier. So you talked about it, partner. How can Cedars maintain the mindset of, look, we can't score the second goal until we score the first one, and they can't think about this game going to overtime. They just got to think about tying it up before halftime.
Well, exactly. And if you're a good player, you're thinking, how do I connect this next pass? There's a push from behind.
Yeah.
It'll be a free kick from there. That's not a good spot on the field for a free kick. First yellow card comes out.
I don't agree with the yellow card. What say you? I think it was just an inadvertent push. It's definitely a foul. Yellow card,
I would have called yellow as well. It's a, like you said, inadvertent. Also, the position on the field had something to do with it, spoiling the play. But they're getting a nice located free kick on this. So put some air under it, high far post.
So it's going to be
like the yellow card call. It's been a very, I'm going to say gentlemanly game. But as I said, as the game gets closer and closer to the end, it's going to be more and more physical.
Right-footed boot. Cedars looking to tie it up. Three-men wall in front of them. Oh, boy.
That's not what they wanted. I think he was trying out for the Bears on that kick.
That's a kick that Yusuf Elsevier is going to remember a long time if they lose today's championship match.
Well, that's kind of dramatic, don't you think?
It is a championship match.
It is.
One team gets the trophy and the other team puts their head down like the Charlie Brown disappointment face.
Yeah, but now he gets to try out with the Bears as a result of that kick.
You get what he was trying to do. He was trying to get it nice and high for his forward head to the back of the net.
Right,
put too much touch on it, though.
Right, he just missed the kick a bit.
Headed away. It's just so much harder than it looks on those free kicks.
Yeah, it is.
That's why the name Bend It Like Beckham got its name, because David Beckham, he made it look so easy, regardless if there was a wall or not in front of him. Arguably one of the best of all time to bend it in.
Oh, nice steal.
Yeah. Maybe a little too aggressive on the pass, read well by Cedars. But, you can be a little aggressive when you're up 1-0.
Well, and they lost the ball on that, and they don't have numbers, so he's got to pull this back.
Yep. Left-footed boot. Now they go past the center circle.
Still not with numbers. Hold on to the ball just a bit, and he couldn't.
Yeah, Dos Santos, he's been a lot to handle. Been very good defensively for Northern Indiana.
Well, we talked about this. Both teams are stingy. And even though it was a corner kick and it did go in, it was a result of 3 corner kicks in a row. I mean, Cedars is no shabby defensive team either. I mean, sometimes deflections just go in. Obviously, you want to try not to give up those corner kicks.
Look at this pass. Chance for Cedars. He shoots. Tavares with a nice save. Right off the foot of Audi. Beautiful pass, but Tavares was up to the task.
There's a push from behind. Stay on the ground to make it a little bit more obvious. Got somebody else down at the other end. Is that 34? Is that?
What a beautiful pass that was, partner.
Yeah, that should make everybody's highlight film.
All right, so here it is one more time. Look at it. Right on target, the shot. Unfortunately, he went right at the keeper. If he had just gone to the far left, it might have been a goal.
Well, you're running, full speed. You got a defender closing in on you, and he took the shot. It was a great shot, 150 miles an hour, but right at the goalie. And the goalie made a good save. You're not going to catch that either. He just blocked it and get it out of there. So it was a fantastic quality shot for Cedars. Just didn't go in. So when we're talking about a 1-0 lead, I mean, they just about tied it up there. So, Cedars is not playing bad. Northern Indiana seems to be outplaying them, but Cedars is they're pushing back. They're a good team. You'd have to say Cedars as well has the heart of a champion.
Right-footed boot. Look at that one. It's a beauty. Splits through the D.
Yeah, you cannot connect on a long pass better than that.
Martins. He's played excellent minutes today. He goes after it again. Martins trying to keep it in. I don't know if I agree with that decision, partner. I think he had enough time. If you're going to clear it, try to clear it straight down the pitch, not to the right where a throw-in happens. I think he had enough time to rear back and fire with his foot to try to clear it out of bounds and gain 10 or 15 plus meters.
Well, that's the question. We thought he had enough time. Obviously, he didn't. He just punted it out of bounds into the next zip code. Set up your defense and live another day.
got to be a foul on Northern Indiana. They're not going to call it, though.
Well, they were both going for the ball.
Trying to keep it in. Yeah. The other problem is, too, partner, if you're weak on your non-dominant foot, that's a tough area of the pitch to try to switch to your non-dominant foot and kick it straight.
Yeah, he toe kicked that one, too. That was surprising.
I mean, that's what makes soccer so difficult. You got to be good on both your dominant foot and your non-dominant foot.
Yes, you do. And players know quick if you can go left or right, similar to basketball. You need to be able to go both left foot and right foot. And with power. All right, should be a far post shot again.
Obviously, you want the goal if you're Northern Indiana, but also keep possession if you can.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, maybe a little over-aggressive, but I understand why they did it.
Well, it was a little close to the goal. I mean, it needed to be just a tad back perhaps, but it was a good spot to put it. You know, somebody needed to find a way to get in the way of the goalie, you know, conveniently, so the goalie can't make that catch. And you said it earlier, there's a lot more sliding on this grass than on turf.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt as much. We've seen a lot of slide tackles today.
Injuries aren't as common if you slide tackle on grass versus turf.
Right, yeah, all injuries are less common in the grass. I can't stand these knee injuries on the turf.
Stolen away by Northern Indiana.
Steal, wonderful anticipation.
What adjustments has Cedars done the last 10 minutes? Because the ball possession has been a lot better for them.
Yeah, I think they listened to the announcers on this. They are making shorter passes. They are controlling the ball longer, and they are connecting more often. They are not trying to make as many sends, and they're getting used to who the good players are at Northern Indiana. So they are making adjustments as they play. Unfortunately, they're down a goal, but you know they almost had that goal. So this is a very, very close game, and Cedars has figured this game out. Now, are they going to be able to get the goal to tie it? It remains to be seen. I think when we were talking earlier, we said it was going to be a 1-0 or a 2-0 game.
Andrew Schwartz now enters the match for Cedars.
Yeah, I like this little bit of press from Cedars. Push from behind.
Yeah, that's got to be a foul. And you know what? That's definitely a foul, Bob, but I'm not happy because there's been other plays like that they haven't called. I'd like a little bit more consistency.
Are you trying to say that there was some embellishment on that play?
No, I'm saying that there's been other pushes similar to that they haven't called.
Yeah, that one needed to be called. But
it's definitely a foul. I just would like them to call a couple more.
Well, and the referee didn't call it. It was the line judge that signaled it, and then the referee said, okay. So here we get that far post kick again. Let's see if they move it back or pull it back a little bit away from the goalie. You know, I think if you're really trying to get this goal, I would put another player or two in that mix.
You don't have to try to kick it towards the net. You've got a couple of forwards to the left if you want to do that.
I wouldn't do that. I would go for the goal here.
If you want to do a one-time shot off a pass, you could do that, but I think he's going to try to bend it over the two defenders in front of him.
Yeah, I'd also have all 5 guys on the line up there. But let's see what they do.
A footed boot, not high enough, but it crosses the end line. Another corner kick.
Even better, a corner. Although that was a great angle for that shot.
It looked like what he was trying to do is he was trying to stop it with his foot, have it hit the grass, and then clear it all in one motion. But when he hit it with his foot, it just went the opposite direction.
That's what we were talking about. It's just so hard to control the ball with your feet, and these guys are so good at doing that. But sometimes the ball doesn't go where you wanted it to. Okay, the corner kick.
Another left-footed boot. That one's very high.
And a little too far out.
And Cedars easily steals it. Here comes Schwartz off the bench. He feeds it over to Dowd. And Dowd's giving them excellent minutes at the midfield position.
That should be a yellow card. Let's see if they call it. Yep, here it comes. Yeah. I also didn't like that play because it was spoiled. I'm going to call it a fast break. If you're going to foul, that's the time to do it when you've got numbers running against you, but you can't be so vicious on the foul. Appropriate call from the referee, yellow card.
Unnecessary contact, and he was going more towards the feet than the ball.
He certainly stopped the offensive rush, though, with a yellow card. And, of course, there is no game next week that you start getting yellow cards. You don't care if you play next week or not. There is no next week.
Yep, there is no tomorrow. Over to the sideline, 12 with it. As he feeds it over to Hamad, and now over to El Sagir.
I was just thinking to myself, they need to switch sides, and they did.
Headed away briefly, and then over to Hamad. Hamad, right-footed boot.
On target over to Audi, who almost scored earlier. Crosser, still in front. He shoots.
Got it.
He scores! Goal! We're all nodded at one. What a beautiful pass by Audi, and his teammates did the rest, Bob.
Yes, sure did. So there was a header out in front that the goalie had to respect, and the ball went past that to the other player. It was an easy kick from there. Like we talked earlier, didn't have to head it in. Just took it off his chest, down to his feet, into the net. Easy goal. But do not count the Cedars team out. The first part of the game, Northern Indiana was taking it to Cedars. Now this last part of the game with these adjustments that they made, shorter, quicker passes and controlling the ball, tied the game up. We got a barn burner for a championship game. 41 minutes have gone by, so we're going to get about, 4 more minutes plus a little bit of extra time, and then we got the whole second half. This is an exciting game.
What a change of momentum off that goal. Northern Indiana, it seemed like they had attack after attack after attack, but they weren't capitalizing on their set pieces. Off the yellow card, a pass over to Audi, good pass, and then the kick into the back of the net.
Well, you could feel the momentum of the game shifting. Northern Indiana had the momentum for the first half of the game, right? And then Cedars, little by little, continued to get that momentum back, as I think they're figuring out Northern Indiana. So this is a little bit scary for Northern Indiana now. They had the game tied. They don't have the momentum anymore, at least. Now they're a good team. They're going to have to get the momentum back, but the question is, can they?
And wouldn't you know it, partner, the guy that drew the yellow card in Hassan Dowd is the guy who scores. So they tried to hack him and be like, we're not going to let you have a full-on rush at our defense.
And
meanwhile, there's a chance, chip kick. No one home to kick it into the back of the net.
That was a gutsy move in the goal box.
Martins, his kick blocked. And how does Northern Indiana regroup after giving up the equalizer?
Well, and that's the thing. I would say in their case, don't change anything. You did have the momentum earlier on. You lost a little bit, but don't change anything. I do think you're going to have to hustle a little bit more. They were maybe a little bit back on their heels thinking they had this, and little by little, Cedars chipped in.
Look at that lead pass. Splits through the D. Nyanka, who's been pretty quiet thus far in the first half. Nyanka, read well by Diallo. Near the box. Are they going to call a foul here, Bob?
Yeah, and all that great footwork. He just accidentally ran through the defender, knocked him over, and it's the right call. I think referees actually look for offensive fouls when the ball's in the box like that. It relieves all the pressure, but that clearly was an offensive foul. He just ran over the defender, knocked him down, and there's really not much penalty in it if you're the offensive team and you knock the defender down. It's a free kick for the goalie usually, right? But when you're a defender and you knock the offensive person down in your own goal, man, it's a penalty kick.
And that will do it for the half. So a 1-1 draw going into the second half. What a goal by Dowd. Northern Indiana struck first, partner, off the corner kick, the pass from Martins. Von Thun with the goal, but the equalizer goal by Dowd, and that's where we stand right now.
And they got that just in time before the half, right? So that the halftime adjustments are now completely different in a game that's 1-1 versus 0-1. When you're down 0-1, you have to press more and work on getting that goal. Here at 1-1, you can still play your normal game plan. Your game plan clearly is successful, even though it's a draw, but it's a draw or level score after the first half because of what you have done in your game plan so far. So I think both teams are going to stick to their game plan. So assuming that was the case, I was saying the game plans were going to kind of feeling each other out for the first part of the game. Well, now at the second part of the game, the second half, they've already done that feeling out part. So we're going to see if Northern Indiana can get the momentum back, and we're going to see if Cedars can keep that momentum going into the second half. What an exciting game with 45 minutes to go. You couldn't ask for a better championship game than this.
How does Northern Indiana regroup? They've very rarely been in these spots. Only 3 one-goal wins. Everything else they dominated. Of course, the 0-0 draw against 1927. They're on their home pitch, but now the pressure's on to give your home fans a win, a championship victory. And Cedars, they've looked very good the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to argue that Northern Indiana has been in this position before. It's just that when the teams are not as good, they blow them out. But when the teams are good, that's why you have the one-goal affairs. So how are they going to have to regroup? I don't think they have to regroup necessarily. They just have to make sure that they use the game plan that they started with at the very beginning. And they put extreme pressure on Cedars early on in the game. So hopefully, from their perspective, they can go back to that. The fear that they have, though, is that they've lost momentum, and Cedars may have made the appropriate adjustments. So in a lot of ways, you feel like Cedars is ahead 1-1. even though they're not in the head 1-1.
Right. The only problem is for Cedars, you don't want it to go to PKs. You're on the road. It's been a long drive from Eastern Michigan. Try to win in regulation if you can, and don't have it go to PKs.
Well, and teams at the top of the standings always are more aggressive to try to win the game because they know a win is worth 3 points and a draw is worth just
Don't have to
1.
worry about that today. It's win, you get the championship. Lose, you get orange slices and juice boxes.
Right. But the PKs, we don't know who it favors. I mean, we just don't know who has won in PKs.
It looks like the forwards for Northern Indiana are a little bit more talented.
Ooh.
Than Cedars, especially that free kick. Not so good. Now, mistakes happen. That wasn't good execution on that free kick earlier by Al Sagir.
Yeah, I don't know if you can infer that you're better on penalty kicks if you feel like your striker is faster or something like that.
The set pieces, too, have been a little bit better from Northern Indiana.
I'm also impressed how often defenders go up and kick make their kicks during during the penalty kick time. But I don't know, it's a lot to expect to go to penalty kick time so far. I mean, there's 45 more minutes to go. They have scored a goal each. So, I mean, statistically, I think you're going to see a goal and no penalty kicks, but you never know.
So we're going to take a break, get some halftime stats for you, maybe get a juice box or two, and let you know what's going on in the second half according to the first half stats. You're watching Cedars against Northern Indiana here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
It started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise.
You won because my 9. All right, we got.
Back to the action, Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway as the second half will resume here at beautiful Northern Invaders Complex in South Bend, Indiana. 1-1 tie. We'll give you the stats in a second. 8 shots in that first half for Northern Indiana, just 3 for Cedars. But keep in mind, Cedars struggled for the first 20 minutes, and then after that, they got their offense going a little bit, especially that pass from Audi and then Howd with the goal. And according to the public address announcer, the goal was scored for Northern Indiana's Eduardo De Silva and not Martin Von Thune.
Well, did he have the opportunity to look at the replay, or maybe he had the opportunity to ask the bench? The benches are on that side. But what a great field. I went to, all right, so it's West Wind Brewery. We were going to shout them out a little bit and got some water. Now, they have really nice-looking beer that I would like to have. But on the way there, the field, this is no accident. This field is in great shape. So if you look about 10 feet or maybe 15 feet past the end line and on the sidelines, it's gorgeous grass. I mean, it's like a putting green almost, right? Then past that, then it looks like, like you didn't hit it on the fairway, right? It's really choppy grass. So they do a great job leveling this, right? And then obviously sprinkling to keep it green. This field is just well maintained. It's a perfect spot for a high-level soccer game.
We will have penalty kicks, of course, if it goes past 100 minutes. We have 45 minutes of the second half. We'll probably get 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes of extra time because it's a championship match. You know, in the World Cup, they sometimes play over 120 to try to get a regulation goal and not have to go to PKs.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll go to PKs or not. I'm going to bet against it. I think somebody will score a goal. But, there's nothing more fun than a second-half game when somebody's ahead 2-1. The other team is pressing to get the goal, and then somebody is, defending. So we've got a barn burner here, 1-1 with 45 minutes to go. They did switch sides.
Seems like there's more action on that side of the pitch. But we'll see if Northern Indiana, with their offense, can make the adjustments and do the same kind of offense that they did in that first half.
Well, and then, the adjustments that Cedars made during the first half, they're going to have to continue those. And, I think it's obvious what they did is they listened to the announcers and shorter, quicker passes and moved the ball upfield, more deliberate, fewer sends.
And advantage Northern Indiana, they do possess the ball in the second half, which is another good thing if you're a fan of Cedars, to score late in that first half. You tie up the score and hey, we're going to have to go on defense at least the first 3 to 5 minutes because we do not possess the ball to start the second half.
Well, it's just one possession, right?
Guys to watch out for, Von Thune and De Silva for Northern Indiana, and Audi and Dowd for Cedars. Out of bounds, the ball goes, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for Northern Indiana. They're on their home pitch, partner, but Cedars is up to the task. They are not scared one bit of this undefeated Travelers team.
Yeah, I don't know that there's much advantage to this home pitch. It's a perfectly manicured field. It's great weather. The fans are about even. Of course, the drum isn't going now.
Yeah, they're a little quiet right now.
Don't bring it up.
They're eating their tacos.
Oh, that's what it is. So after the tacos go, they'll have more energy, and the drum will be turned on. I like those vuvuzelas. I think those are the neatest thing.
Because a taco a day keeps the doctor away. That shot off the free kick and read well by Kalen Matas Castillo. We think that's who it is because we were told before the game that Kanopoulos was going to start. And now they go to 0, so now, interesting partner, they go to Kanopoulos in the second half after Matas Castillo started the first half.
Well, I got to believe that was just a planned substitution. You get to play half the game, you get to play half the game. I mean, winning is important, but at the same time, they want these players to play, or why would they even be on the team? So I like that. They have 2 quality goalkeepers. Why not use them?
So it'll be a throw-in coming up for Cedars. Are you surprised that the visiting team is in the white? Usually the home team in the white and the visiting team in the darker jersey.
Yeah, that's how it is in a lot of sports. Every sport is different, but I think most sports, they do that. The home team is the white, the light colored, and the road team is in the darker jersey. I think teams do that to bring more color into the arenas.
Man, Dowd is a lot to handle right now. How do you guard this guy? He's over 6'3", and he possesses the ball well off the passes. Right now, lead pass over to Benitez and kicked out. Near it is Odeh. The throw-in goes out to Issa. Near the touchline and then kicked forward. Schwartz off the bench.
That'll be a yellow, I'm sure. Let's see if he pulls it out. Don't pull out red, just yellow.
It's not going to be red. Don't
I
worry
know.
about that.
I was thinking when the U.S. played Zambia early on, right, there was a red card against Zambia. That just ruined the match. I mean, USA was probably going to win anyway, but then the red card comes out at the 33-minute mark, and that's it. Zambia has no chance to win. And here you are in a championship game. Don't pull out a red.
Only time you're going to see a red.
Sorry?
I said only time you're going to see the red in a championship match reminds me of that 2006 FIFA World Cup where Zinedine Zidane with the headbutt. You got to call a red card there. You can't do a headbutt in any sport, but especially soccer.
Who did it? Zane? Somebody else?
Yeah, Zidane, the captain of the French team. They were playing Italy, and France could not recover, obviously, because they're down a man the rest of the match. Left-footed boot. High in the air.
Again, it was well executed. The goalie made the save, maybe kicked a little bit high, but they certainly had somebody in the neighborhood to head it in.
Is that what they're trying to do, or is it just going a little bit further than they want the ball to go?
I do think it's going a little bit further than they want, but that is what they're trying to do. Those were pretty well executed kicks. Far post high, make the goalie jump. Hopefully you can get a header in the way before the goalie gets to it. And if you run a little bit of traffic toward the goalie, I'm going to say legally because you can't screen him, right? Then you prevent the goalie from making that catch. It can go past the goalie, and then you got somebody on the far side with a foot.
And you cannot push the keeper down as he's trying to catch it. That's an automatic red card. That's a foul, and they call it.
They both look at each other. There's no animosity. They're just playing hard.
Look, I don't know what that Sam Perrine told his players, but keep telling them because this is a different team since the 20th minute of the first half. But like I said, Parter, I know you disagree with me a little bit, but I think it's advantage PKs, Northern Indiana, but at the same time, neither team wants it to go to PKs, especially the team that drove over 3 hours in Cedars to get here.
Yep, I'm still saying that every player is out there looking for the next pass, complete the next pass, make the next play, get the next rush, next quality shot. I don't think they're thinking in terms of, are we going to win in the PKs or not. Maybe when the game gets up, 40 minutes or something.
Over to the keeper and Tavares. And Cedars continues the pressure. There's Dowd again. He's been just so tough to defend. Pass, shot off the post, cleared by Northern Indiana. What a beautiful delivery by Dowd.
And off the post of all
that
things.
That shot, field goal was no good.
Yeah, that's going to go on the railroad track.
And they do have an extra ball. And it'll just be thrown in. No way they're going to ask one of the ball boys to go across the tracks to get it.
Well, with those mini, whatever those four-wheel things are, those ATVs. There's an ATV track over there. There's railroad cars over there. We've had several trains go by with loud whistles. But that ball off the post, how much better of a delivery can you deliver? But Cedars had some very, very close calls.
And
possibly even more higher quality shots than Northern Indiana.
As that pass over the sideline, let's give credit as well to Audi. That was a tough pass to handle. It was on the grass, and he got enough of it with his feet to have it go off the post.
Well, he did the right thing. He went after it with both feet. That was a great attempt. Oh, there's a trip. We're going to get a free kick right on.
Dangerous place to give up a free kick.
Yeah, it is. Right straight on. 30 yards out maybe?
Most of the players obviously are right-footed boots as their dominant foot. At this place of the pitch, where the ball's going to be kicked. Do you want to go far left, top post, top left, or top right?
Well, I think if you're going to go for the goal, you try to get top right, and you put the wall on the left side. But let's see what they end up doing, because you can bend it back to the left. You can't really bend it back to the right, but you got to make sure that you can get the ball around or through that wall. Now, you don't really like a free kick straight on either. You like to be at one angle because you're looking for a deflection on the far side usually. But let's see what they do here. They've got somebody in the wall. Might try to hit it right through there. Nope, he's out of there.
So far, they have a southpaw kicking it.
That's over. Yeah, I don't like that.
You try to go straight through. You're close enough to go straight through, but I think you're right, Bob. Maybe if he had just done a little tap kick and give his forward a chance to head it into the back of the net.
Yeah, I like it where it can be, deflected in. That was just, may as well be a turnover. So the guy at the taco stand still has the ball. So the ball was hungry. He needed to go get a taco.
Has either keeper been impressive to you, one better than the other one?
They're both good. They've made some incredibly good saves today. So far, anything that's gone in is just, you couldn't have been stopped anyway.
Over to the sideline off the foot. And kicked it back to the D-line. Nyanka, the intensity is being pushed up a little bit. No call, both players going after the ball between Salmon and Oliveira.
There was the sends I don't really like. I want the ball control.
On the touch line, trying to keep it in is Cedars. They still have it. Cedars pushes the ball forward. Nyanka, his kick as he kicks it forward over to Sharaf Amal. That lead pass, and read well by Tavares. Underhand throw.
Cedars picking up the pace for sure compared to the first half. Remember when I said they were kind of feeling each other out, but Northern Indiana took it to Cedars? Cedars has gotten past that.
Through ball, and Dowdy just couldn't get it. But, man, Cedars continues with that high-tempo offense.
Yeah, they're pushing. Yeah, they're not feeling them out anymore. They are going full force.
Look, number 34, Dowd, is really killing Northern Indiana right now as Tavares down on the pitch.
Has to be a pulled hamstring. He came out of there like a gangbuster and then slid after the ball. I mean, there was no contact. I would have to say hamstring. I'm going to suggest that they have to go back to the original goalie. Let's see what they do.
So that would be the reason then, if Kanelopoulos was having hamstring issues right before the match, they had to make the decision to go to Matas Castillo.
Yeah, this looks not good. I mean, the trainer's coming out. He's holding his hamstring. Of course, I'm here, and I didn't really see it get pulled, other than he really had to sprint out of there.
On a hot day like this, how much tougher is it to play with an already injured hamstring?
Oh, well, yeah, very tough. I mean, this is where we're saying in the pregame, right? You have to have bananas and apples and lots of water, and it's an injury. It's not a cramp.
So we're going to take a 1 to 2 minute break, let you know if they keep Kanopoulos or go back to the starter and Matas Castillo. You're watching Northern Indiana against Cedars here on SBS. Stop what you're doing. If your SBS broadcast looks blurry on your laptop or desktop, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon at the bottom right of your screen. Then click on quality. Click on the highest quality that's available for you. And number 3, wait for your laptop to load and enjoy the broadcast. If your broadcast looks blurry on your phone or tablet, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon located at the top right of your screen. Number 2, click on advanced. And number 3, click on the highest quality available. If you're still having issues, type in the live chat. Thanks, and enjoy the game.
I just saw super low interest rates on Facebook. Maybe I can refinance my butter hot tub.
Yes on the butter, no.
Oh.
Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. You hate to see it, partner. They wanted to go with Kanelopoulos. He's got the injured hamstring. Matas Castillo started in the first half. Kanopoulos wanted to give it a go in the second half. It's just not his night.
It's just really disappointing. He got to play, about 5 minutes or something like that, right? But, yeah, Matas Castillo is coming back in, but he was terrific in the first half, so we expect him to be nothing short of terrific in the second half. A little bit of a hug on the side. They switch. And then the game will continue. Now, I think the clock was running during that whole time, so we lost about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, we'll get 4 more minutes of extra time.
One would think,
yeah.
right? And then over the field, I lost it now. Oh, there it is. There's a drone above the field. I don't know if I like that, but there is a drone with a camera above the field for somebody. I think if you're going to fly a drone, there's you got to put the drone to the side. You can't have it right above. That's not right. But it's there, not bothering anybody, and the goal kick is going to come from the right.
So here we go. It's going to be Tavares to kick. High arching kick.
Yeah, he was aiming for the drone.
Headed forward by Schwartz. Good minutes he's given them off the bench today. Von Thun, very tall midfielder.
Oh, knocked over. Should be a free kick.
Another free kick coming up for Cedars.
You got to be careful sometimes. I mean, those free kicks, you want the free kick, right? But sometimes there's an advantage, and it's better if the referee doesn't call the free kick. But I like it when it's got to be a real, true advantage, not just you still maintain possession of the ball.
It's like you talked about, Bob. Some teams will commit the foul on purpose when they don't have their numbers back to defend.
Right. And some teams are very good at that, knocking people over, fouling without crossing the line into the yellow card territory. But at the end of the game, there are a lot of fouls called. Let's see, who was doing that the other day? Uruguay? Uruguay has that secret down. Tons of fouls, but no yellow cards, kind of a defense. But they sure stopped the offense.
And partner, that drum is, here's a chance for Cedars. He shoots. He scores! Andrew Schwartz off the bench. Pleading for the offside. Nothing being called yet. As of now, Schwartz credited with the goal. And it is dead silent right now at Northern Indiana Sports Complex. Wow. It changed in the blink of an eye.
It did. Blink of an eye is exactly right. That play was centered right in front of the goalie, and all he had to do was finally sit on the ball that landed right in between. Cedars. This game is going to get very, very, very good in the next 30 minutes or so, plus some extra time, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Now Cedars, who have figured out how to win with a lot of these shorter passes, are going to be able to maintain control of the ball longer, so it's going to be harder for Northern Indiana to catch up. Cedars is a very smart, well-coached team that probably will hold the ball longer.
You watch it on replay one more time.
But they're still saying...
It sure looked like Schwartz was onside.
You thought offsides on the replay?
Here's the replay one more time. Kicked forward. He's onside. He's onside. Ball comes.
No, he's onside.
Yeah, goal.
Yep.
Not the dagger quite yet, but man, that one hurts if you're a Northern Indiana fan.
I guess there's different definition of daggers, but that was absolutely a dagger. But I know what the dagger is you're talking about, the one where you can't come back from.
Where it's clearly over. But man.
Yeah. That was sure a nice shot to the heart, though. Yikes. And the fans came alive now with the drum. Try to cheer Northern Indiana on.
I hate to bring up the cliched question, is it good to lose a match to get that out of the way before the postseason? They never lost. Their only loss of the season could be during the championship.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more, I don't know, mental thinking that I want to give. I mean, both teams are just good, and stuff happens, right? That was a great play, got a goal, and it's a 2-1 game, and both teams are excellent. They're both playing well. Both teams are hustling. I mean, this is all good. This is a fantastic championship match.
What has Northern Indiana not done so well the last 40 minutes that they did the first 20 minutes?
I feel like, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I feel like it was a level of complacency. I believe that they needed to have a little bit more sense of urgency. They were clobbering them at the beginning of the game. They needed to, really kind of dig in further the whole game. And I think with that lead, they were a little bit more defensive minded, and I think they needed to really take it to Cedars. But Cedars now, they've made the adjustments. So we'll see if Northern Indiana can readjust back to that first half of the first half.
Von Thun, he was close to scoring the first goal of the match. Eduardo Da Silva, according to the PA guy, said he got credit with the goal. Meanwhile, look at that through ball.
Yeah,
Here comes Cedars again.
They don't have numbers, though.
Couple of nice hesitation moves. And that's Almost a danger Will Robinson play as he almost headed it backwards towards the goal.
Yeah, I would have brought that back if I were Cedars. I didn't like that they didn't have numbers. I think they forced that shot. And they're in a game now where they've got 27 minutes to go plus some overtime or extra time. Oh, that's not going to go well. Another yellow card.
And I think what Muhammad Isa is arguing, partner, is he was starting to fall down anyways, and I was going for the ball. And he might be arguing it's a foul, but it's not a yellow card.
Well, they are arguing it, and time is ticking. Northern Indiana with the ball. I don't think if I were Cedars, I would argue that call. Just play on. You don't want to upset the referee either. He's a human.
There was a lot of leg around Thiago Dos Santos' leg. It was unnecessary leg action.
And from behind. It's clearly a yellow card. Let's move on. Don't argue. Don't get the ref mad at you. You don't need that. You're ahead by a goal. I personally, from what I know, I like the call.
So for head coach Sam Perrine and assistant coach Haide Akayadi, the question becomes staying aggressive, playing to win and not to lose, but also when do you be conservative as well?
Yeah, right. That's a great question. Some soccer teams go into a defensive shell. That was a tackle from behind. Some soccer teams go into a defensive shell and try to win it that way. Others sometimes realize that, sometimes the best defense is holding the ball on offense so that the other team can't do anything with it. And then I also think sometimes when you have a goal lead, press the other team even more so that the only way they can get downfield is sending it, and those are low odds of happening. But you can't let the team come up with the short, quick passes, methodically upfield down by a goal either. So we'll see if they press much. Will they push their back line up or keep that back line back? Right now it's kind of medium.
The
26 minutes.
Getting a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Trying to get this crowd back into it. They were loud and rambunctious, especially when it was 1-0. But ever since it was tied up by Dowd, that was it.
Well, it's like what you were saying earlier, too. You're down a goal, right? So you have to get two. You got to get one now and then one later, but you got to focus on them one at a time. Now, if they get another one, then that's about it.
Advantage for Northern Indiana. You know this pitch. You have a lot of talented forwards if it goes to penalty kicks.
Yeah, but there's not like potholes in certain spots that they know they have to watch for. This field is in great condition.
Another fairly decent through ball, but this time read well by Northern Indiana. NIFC doing very well today.
Yeah, I want to see Cedars hold the ball a little long. This another time they went for a goal. They're staying aggressive even with the 1-goal lead. So maybe they'll stay aggressive for next, 10 minutes or something like that, and then start to be a little bit more defensive minded. But they're still attacking. Like we said, though, sometimes the best defense is holding, is offense.
And look, this is a Cedars team. They were outshot in the first half.
Yes, they were. But the shots they had, I'm not sure they were outshot on high-quality shots.
And you know what, partner? As here's a chance for Cedars. They did score once. As that through ball down, he shoots! Just over the net. That would have been the dagger.
But what a great play. Again, similar as before, off his chest, drops to his feet, turns, spins, and just missed the kick. He rushed it a little bit. He had some time. The defender was there, but a little bit far away from him. I think if he had just taken another instant, I think he could have put that on goal. But whatever, again, the Cedars is staying offensive-minded, looking for that dagger. They are not going to go into a defensive shell. I like this.
If you're wondering who NIFC can go to down the stretch, Saeed had 4 shots, Sami Sharaf Amal with 1. But they have just been pretty much shut down in the second half by the stifling Cedars defense.
Well, and they've been shut down for no other good reason than Cedars has just been hustling. They've been hustling. They've been staying on the ball. They're making it real tough for Northern Indiana to get any kind of thing going. I like that one-touch pass, though.
I asked Diallo in the pregame show, are you scared at all playing this undefeated team? They gave up that goal, and it was back to business as usual for them. They just pedal to the metal, and they've been a very good team and the better one in the last 50-plus minutes. Past the center line.
Yeah, Daoud's a handful.
If you're NIFC, you can't score 2 goals at once. You just got to score here, and Then it's golden goal the rest of the match. No Piero Sabroso tonight. The man who scored a hat trick against Holland. Over to the touchline. Crosser, no one home to get it into the back of the net. Over to the touchline. Who touched it last?
Yeah, I don't like that push from behind. I don't think there's going to be a call on it, but pushing players from behind is like clipping in football, which is different than pushing from behind in football.
The problem is when you're a linesman and a ref, whatever you called in the first minute or didn't call, it has to be what you call or don't call in the 91st minute. So if you haven't been calling that all match, even though it looked a little bit more blatant this time, if that's the precedent you've set from the opening kickoff, you got to go with it. Past the center line.
Another slide. Another slide.
You know, partner, I can't think of in all of the sports where the only loss a team had was in their last match of the season, a.k.a. the championship match.
Oh,
it's such a
right.
rare occurrence.
Yeah, you're undefeated until the end, right?
The Patriots, the 18-1 season.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's hard to think of.
Well,
an
it's safe
occurrence
to
like
say
that.
it never happened in baseball.
Obviously, 162 games. That Illini team, they were undefeated, led by D. Brown. Then they lost the last regular season game against Ohio State. And then they lost their second game of the season, the championship game.
I think you should write a trivia game.
Past the center line. Over to the touch line. Here comes Martins. Read well. You'd like to get that ball up in the air if you're Martins. Meanwhile, another try. Left-footed boot. Off the fingertips. And that's that hustle you were talking about, Bob. Avoiding giving up the corner kick and just kicking it away before the corner kick is awarded.
Well, I was intrigued in front of the net, too. Northern Indiana had two players, but only one of them was marked. So there was some, wide open player in front. So if they can kick a crosser to that seam, there's two chances to get that goal. Essentially 2 out of 3 chances to get that goal. So I was a little surprised those players weren't marked. I mean, there was one defender guarding them both.
Is the pressure more on Cedars or Northern Indiana as we enter the 70th minute?
Oh, by far Northern Indiana being down a goal. Cedars doesn't really have to do anything. They could just, eat the game up, right? Whereas Northern Indiana has to find a way to score. And Cedars with the ball, take a good shot. Don't take any shot. Don't lose it.
Ball possession, so key for them. Left-footed boot. And I think Dowd was trying to be too much of a hero there. I would have liked for him to stop the ball and reset it, pass it to another midfielder.
No argument here, although I think he feels like it's his job to be the hero.
In the 80th or 85th minute, I don't mind it because you're wasting more time. In the 70th minute, there's still more than enough time for Northern Indiana to go the length of the pitch and score.
Well, now here's the thing to track. When is the next opportunity for Northern Indiana? It's 18 to go. Well, really almost 19 to go. So when will they get any kind of a shot or any kind of a threat? 16, 15?
Right. And remember, that clock over there is just the regulation clock. With the injury to the keeper, we should get at least 3 more minutes of extra time. Near the box, the drum gets louder, but the scoring has been non-existent since the early parts of the match for NIFC. On the touchline, trying to feed it over to Thiago Dos Santos. No call, we play on.
Oh, they got the call the other way. This is what we were talking about. It's going to get a little bit more physical as it gets, the desperation is mounting. I think it was a good no call for a while, and this was the right call. I tell you, this, in my view, the referee has done absolutely an outstanding job in this game. He was talking again to a player. But you know how this works. If you win, you like the ref. If you lose, you didn't like the ref.
50% of the fans always love the ref at the end of the day. 50% of the fans, not so much.
Yeah, a little shove from behind there. Maybe embellished a bit. Let him play. And yet another freight train. This is a busy train track here. Oh, Amtrak. I'm close. Amtrak, freight train. Not much difference there, right?
Nice move.
Yeah, it was.
Crosser. Ball still loose. Good save by the backup. Shot blocked again. Tavares with a nice save.
Another high-quality shot. That you pretty. I'm it's amazing that ball didn't go in. That was a clear shot, and part of the net was open. And again, Cedars is playing offensively. Oh, that ball is in the next zip code too. I think they airmailed that into Illinois.
By the way, this is Northern Indiana's first year in the Great Lakes West, and they consider it one of the best regional leagues in the entire country. So this is one of the best regional leagues in the entire country, and Northern Indiana FC is down by a goal in the championship match.
Well, we know that because we've seen some nationwide tournament. There's no call there. We've seen some national tournaments where the local teams win. Great steal.
Yeah. This is an NIFC team that played an international match at the Notre Dame Stadium. Meanwhile, Cedars continuing to put the pressure on. That's going to be a foul.
No, they got the ball first. That's how you do it.
You're right. I didn't see him get the ball at the last second. He did get it. Slow-moving ball. You surprised they didn't call a foul there on Northern Indiana?
Well, it's kind of both teams are arriving at the ball at the same time. They both are pushing, and it's probably best just to let it go. I think that's a good way not to, favor one team or other. If there's pushing on both sides, don't try and decide who you should have called it on.
Good pass by Martins. Here comes NIFC. The men in blue still with it. Crosser off the fingertips. Whoa. Loose ball, and Cedars.
That was one of those really tough saves, and that was a great shot on.
Coming off the bench in style is Matas Castillo. Partner, it's anybody's game in terms of who's the man of the match, but you can make the argument that Kalen Matas Castillo is the man of the match. Coming off the bench, wasn't supposed to start, then he's got to come back in after it was clear that Kanalopoulos, it's not his night in terms of the hamstring.
It's a good choice. I'd still pick Daoud, but yeah, this is a good choice.
Daoud with the equalizer, and then Schwartz with the game winner thus far. Schwartz is a good choice as well, coming off the bench. Another injury, this time holding the head. You hope it's not a concussion.
Well, and the problem here is Cedars is ahead, and Cedars has the injured player on the grass, taking a little bit of time. So I don't think Northern Illinois is going to like that. Northern Indiana is going to like that.
Yeah, well, Northern Illinois might not care because although Northern Illinois University might be scouting some of these players to transfer via their institution via the NIL portal, the transfer portal.
Yeah, Dawoud's going off the field.
What a break for NIFC. Not that anybody wants to see an injury, but he has just been a handle for them to
Look at where that
defend.
drone is, right in front of him. I guess that drone wants a close-up of the injury.
Well, he's been their best player, arguably, tonight.
Well, he has been. So now you're talking about Cedars, who's been playing great, but he's one of the reasons they're playing great. Now they got to hold the lead despite him being off the field.
Now, he's mostly been a force offensively in the midfield. He hasn't been as much of a threat.
Well, that's what we were talking about, though. You want to have a good offense that helps your defense.
A lot of headers. Loose ball near the box.
That's why you need to one-touch it sometimes. You try to pass it yourself, and you lose it.
They guard Martins well.
That was a good centering pass. Take your time.
Left-footed boot up in the air. Loose ball. And
that was a good shot.
Yeah, it was a great job by Matas Castillo to make sure it didn't go past the end line.
Yeah, it had to be a far post shot, not a near post shot. The goalie's at the near, the goalkeeper is at the near post. But you still had a relatively quality shot on net. Got 14 minutes to go. There's a push. So when we were talking about this, there was 19 minutes to go, and we wondered when the next quality shot for Northern Indiana would occur, and it was 5 minutes later. So now 14 minutes to go. When is the next quality shot going to happen for Northern Indiana? They've only got about 3 or 4 attempts left. Cedars has been staying absolutely the aggressor in this match now.
Left-footed boot past the center line.
They're going to call this one. He got the ball first, but they're moving on.
I thought he might have gotten ball first, and then the midfielder fell down.
Looked like it to me.
And the problem with this partner is it wastes time.
Yes, it does.
And it allows Cedars to just pass the ball back and forth and play a little monkey in the middle.
Yeah, taking the page out of the Uruguay book, right? Cedars has to make some fouls without getting cards to slow everything down. But in this case, it was Northern Indiana that caused the foul, which I thought he got the ball first. I would have said play on. But that was a pretty aggressive tackle. Now from here, if I'm Cedars, I try to get the one touch into the net, but another option would be just play it back, go to the goalie, take out a minute rather than waste a shot that goes wide. See what they do.
Right, you can't be too aggressive because no more Dowd with that big body in the box to use off free kicks.
So they're going to control the ball for a little while. I like this. But they're still aggressive, centering it. And they lost it. Didn't take long.
A little too aggressive for me, but that's their style. They've been overly aggressive all night.
And that's a good way to win, too. I mean, there are two ways to win a game. Stay aggressive or go into a defensive shell. And both work. You just have to execute.
I don't always agree with Dan Campbell, head coach for the Detroit Lions, but that's his style. I don't agree with the shots that Dowd has taken tonight, but that's his style. And you know what? It's worked for the most part. Here we go in the box. Chance for Cedars. Shot, he scores! Audi puts this one on ice. It looks like Cedars, the visiting team, is going to take home the title.
Yeah, we talked about a dagger. That was a dagger. What a great move to get around the defense and put it into the far corner of the net. An easy shot. This one of those that they tell you to do when you're a kid. Just pass the ball into the back of the net. That's what he did. Pass the ball to himself around the defender. Goalie had to come out. Easy goal. Wow, 3-1.
Is that at all on the keeper, Tavares, for not coming out sooner to try to kick that ball away?
No, you have to absolutely blame the defense. You cannot let a player in the box go around you one-on-one. That creates any kind of a break, and in this case, it was one-on-0 break against the goalie. That's completely 100% on the fault of the defender. Maybe the goalie could have gotten lucky on the save, but, oh, that was a beautiful play. That goes in somebody's highlight film.
It was 1-0. And then it wasn't. Three unanswered goals.
Well, you know how this goes. They kicked the field goal. They were losing by 1. They kicked the field goal and took the lead. But this game, Northern Indiana is going to have a tough time. Now, I don't think you're going to see Cedars go into a shell either. I'm guessing they're going to still stay aggressive, smelling the victory. And even if they go really aggressive and they give up a goal, well, they're still in the lead.
Crosser, it's off the net. Did anybody touch it? They
might have been
did.
deflected. I think we see a corner kick coming here.
Got to score really quickly.
Well, you got 11 minutes. Got to time it. You got 5 or 6 minutes for the first goal, 5 or 6 minutes for the second goal. I'd like to see soccer teams be a little bit more aggressive, bring up your keeper, push up your defenders, and that's what they're doing here on this corner kick.
There is no tomorrow, so you got to find a way to score 2 goals in 10 minutes. Header, nope. Reading it well is Cedars. They've just been a little bit better in every facet of the game since the 20th minute.
Yeah, they got past that feeling each other out part, and then they came like gangbusters.
And honestly, besides the corner kicks that Cedars gave up, in terms of regulation 11-on-11 soccer, Cedars has been the better team the last 60 minutes.
Yeah, they've done a great job. Well, clearly. I mean, they got 3-0 lead since that first goal. Got a little bit of testiness going on the far side. Referee doing a good job to separate them. Trouble is, clock is ticking. I think he'll give them a good 5 or 6 minutes at the end. Sometimes I swear referees are just, they want to go home. They've had enough of this. Just a minute or two, that's it. They're not going to change the outcome.
Yeah, but
we'll see what they do here. I think
there were 2 injuries. You got to give at least 6 minutes of extra time.
Well, that's generous.
And the thing is, too, it's 3-1, not 2-1. If it were 2-1, the refs are usually more generous on the extra time. But since the game is seemingly out of reach,
I think he's warning the captain, let's not have that kind of activity here today, sirs. I always love it when these discussions happen like in international soccer. A Finnish ref is talking to a guy who doesn't understand English or something. In the meantime, tick, tick, tick goes the clock. All right, the last good attempt was, what did we say, at 14?
Let's give a shout out to this drummer. He's excellent. Trying to do his best to keep this crowd into it, but they've been very silent the last half hour.
And then when he stops, you really hear the pin drop.
Yeah. Give you live stats in a second. Sean doing a great job for us on live stats today. Man, this has been the longest pause I've ever seen before a free kick.
Live stats, is that as opposed to dead stats?
What?
Live stats, is that as opposed to dead stats? Here's the kick.
How long you been holding that joke in?
So one bouncer to the goalie. Not deflected, nothing. So I don't know if you'd call that a quality shot. I don't think so. So after the 14-minute mark, they haven't had a quality shot.
Going after the ball. Schwartz says, I don't think so. Look at Dowd. He's back in the game. Dowd shot.
Oh,
Trying to go far post.
Yep.
Might as well. You're up by 2 goals.
Well, that was the right spot to put it. The goalie has to take the near shot away, so you have to kind of feather the ball past him into that far post, and almost. Again, the defense let Northern Indiana down here. You do not want to let somebody get past you. You got to find a way to stay between your guy and the net. And that's not what happened.
So Cedars outshot them thus far, 7-3 in the second half.
Yeah, it's kind of like reversed it. First half was one way and the second half was the other. That's why, remember when the score was 1-1 and I had said Cedars was winning 1-1?
That was just such a big goal. You could almost sense the frustration from Northern Indiana when Cedars scored just before halftime. Dow, yeah, that's definitely a foul. And that was just an unnecessary kick over the net by
yellow
Dow,
card
the
for
yellow
that.
card issue.
That's a delay of game yellow card, probably well called for. Can't do that, especially when you have a lead and the clock is winding down. That was a good yellow card to give up. I should say good yellow card to give the player. Oh. Went to Daoud. All right, you're Northern Indiana.
Oh, boy.
Got hauled down. We're going to call a yellow card here. I'm guessing it's going to be a free kick outside the box. So if you're going to haul him down outside the box of the 3-1 lead, a yellow card, and 6 minutes to go. This is going to sound bad. This reminds me of Uruguay again. Stop them by fouling. But you don't usually want to give up a free kick here in this location. It's right at the edge of the goal box.
That was close to being a penalty kick, too.
So the 16-meter box, the 18-yard box. Got to get that calculation
box,
in there.
16-meter box, 18-yard box.
Yeah. And
I got confused
change.
once, and during a broadcast, I said the 16-meter box.
All right, this is a danger location. If they can get that second goal, then they got 6 minutes to get that last goal, so they need to score here.
They'll probably get 8 to 12 minutes total of soccer.
Yeah, we should take bets on what the extra time is going to be. We both seem to think it's going to be generally more than 4. Question is by how many. The game has gotten chippier in the second half as we projected.
Hassan Dawood has been fabulous today. He's been the difference maker among a couple other players. That shot, save, rebound, he scores! Goal! Humongous goal by Kevin Vidana. But do they have enough time?
Well, they got 5 minutes to go now, plus some extra time. It's going to be just what we expected. The barn burner in the second half, 3-2. That goal was great. Got through the wall somehow. Great diving stop. It fell out of his hands, and then the rebound was right there.
You were right.
So, does Cedars stay? There's the blue smoke I like. Oops,
stolen away. It's not over yet. Here comes
like
NIFC with time dwindling. Tap pass. Crosser. Read well by Cedars to the end line. Last touch by Cedars. Big set piece coming up for NIFC.
What a great environment.
How about that, partner? 2 of the biggest goals of the match, both scored by players off the bench. Everybody contributing for both teams. Vidana off the bench. Schwartz off the bench. 4:18 remaining in regulation soccer. Last touched by Cedars.
No handball. That's what they wanted. They're going to be a corner kick.
We'll watch it on replay right now.
And a yellow card for talking too loud to the ref. Okay. 4 minutes to go. Down a goal. We think there might have been a handball. We don't know. I don't know why there would have been a handball there, frankly. It's not like he needed to. I mean, inadvertently,
Plus,
perhaps.
like the ball was going towards his head anyways. It'd be really weird to commit a handball with the ball near your head.
Maybe he was defending himself from getting hit in the head with a hard-hit soccer ball.
So
of course,
here
we're
comes
not going to see
ball.
the replay because the smoke's in the way. Here's the corner kick.
Yeah, it was clearly a header.
Oh, and a foul.
Yeah,
the foul on the offense. Defense with the ball, 3 minutes to go. Now, you can hold the ball for a long time, but that hasn't been Cedars' mode of operation. I would like to see Northern Indiana press a little bit, so make it very difficult for those short, quick passes to occur. I think he's going to bomb it to midfield. 3 minutes.
And now that extra time that the officials want to issue is so important.
Yeah, it is.
How much does Dawood have in the tank? He was injured earlier with the hamstring. He's back in the match. He almost scored to make it 4-1.
And being on this side of the field, either we also won't know how many minutes are going to be added because we're on the wrong side from the fourth referee. Often we're up in the press box and we can call down, hey, how many minutes?
Crosser up in the air. Big play by Diallo to get that one out.
Another foul. Well, Northern Indiana's doing everything they can to get the ball back, and a little too aggressive at times.
Right.
Every time they're a little too aggressive at times, so it takes another minute or two to get back down here.
Got to be careful, though, if you're Northern Indiana. If it's intent to injure, then the ref's going to issue a red card, but I'd be shocked if they issue a red card.
There's not going to be a red card unless somebody punches somebody. But this is where I'd also like to see Northern Indiana push up on defense. I don't mean push the line up. I mean push some players up.
Yeah, you got to push the keeper close to the center box, center circle.
I'd like to see the keeper become a defender in these situations, even if they put a penny
Don't have
on a
to
player.
worry about tiebreakers like goals against. It's a championship match.
Right.
You either tie it up and force penalty kicks if you're Northern Indiana, or you lose 3-2.
Yeah, you're trying to pad your goal differential, right?
What a championship match. This might be the best soccer game we've ever broadcasted.
Well, we haven't had a soccer broadcast before with a drum on the side.
Drum, we got the blue and the yellow smoke.
And multicolored smoke, although I wonder about the colors, blue and yellow.
Well, they got orange coloring, so they should have maybe had the orange smoke instead of the yellow smoke.
Maybe they were sold out. No orange. Dollar General didn't have the
Crosser in front, read well by Cedars. Diallo again. Look how tired some of the Cedars defenders are.
I like this send, though. It puts the ball back at midfield. They have to work it up. They got a minute plus maybe 5.
If you're just joining us, it was 1-0 NIFC.
Just joining us.
Well, maybe they had to work or they had another thing to do today.
Boy, they missed a humdinger if they're just joining.
3 unanswered goals by Cedars to make it 3-1, and a late goal a couple minutes ago. In the box, Cedars clears it.
Yeah, if I'm Northern Indiana, I get the ball in the box at all costs and hope for a penalty.
Kick to
Pull
the sideline.
And fall down when somebody looks at you.
Right to
like
De
that.
Silva.
Oh, no. More time. Really? Now, we're stopping the clock for this one, it appears.
You're fighting how hot it is today. People are cramping up. We've seen a couple of injuries. The keeper, in fact, for Kanalopoulos.
Well, I don't like when the team in the lead, less than like 3, 4, 5 minutes in the game, fall down and eats more clock. I mean, the referee absolutely has to add more extra time. We don't know how many minutes are added here.
Straight up in the
20.
air.
Another penalty on the offense. 4. Ooh, that's it.
I'm surprised by that. I would have thought it would be at least 8.
I was thinking 5, but 4, yeah. Not enough in my mind, but it is 4 minutes. Now, the referee can still let the game go after 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes plus however much time for that last shot to happen. You can smell the sulfur in the smoke.
The other thing is, too, on a hot night like this, playing over 100 minutes, this is just a summer league, a college summer league for a lot of these players. You don't want to injure these players going into their fall season.
Nobody cares if they get injured now. This is the championship game. They got all year to heal.
Fall season practices start next week.
Who cares? They're going to give it
Well,
their
I know
all.
you don't care because you're not a coach at
Yeah,
Northern
right.
Illinois University. Goal kick. But, yeah, you got to worry about safety of the players as well.
I don't know why there aren't more concussions on that, but keep playing. Here's a good send.
Don't have to score if you're Cedars, but you'd like to at least waste 30 to 60 seconds here. They hate the call. Will a yellow be issued for unsportsmanlike?
No, there no yellow card, but I thought he had the ball. I would have said play on, but I'm not 10 feet away from the play.
I
I'm
brought
way
up
up
the
here in
yellow
the
card
last row.
because they issued it a minute ago for talking back to the Rev, and he was definitely talking back a little bit. There's the yellow like I thought there'd be.
So a free kick from here for Cedars.
If you're Cedars, do you try to score or do you just pass it back and forth and waste up time?
If I'm Cedars, I do exactly that. Pass it back. You've got 5 people here unaccounted for, right? Pass it back all the way back to the goalie. You know, if you're going to make any kind of an offensive attempt, it's just nothing but a token shot. But I wouldn't. I would pass it back. Let's see what they do. Take it in the corner.
That's the other thing.
I don't like this stall tactic. Okay, they lost the ball in the corner. Here we come the other way.
But, you know, we saw that Kanelopoulos had the hamstring. I've seen it before in the game of soccer when a goalie, his right leg is hurting him, and you kick it back to him, and you think he's just going to kick it back to your teammate, and then he swings and misses.
Oh, no.
And it goes into the net. And that was probably the thought process a little bit for Sam Perrine.
Yeah, that's only on the YouTube videos.
It's happened.
That doesn't happen in real life, you know.
It happens in the Premier League. I forget the goalkeeper it happened to, but it
not
does
in the
happen.
championship game, right? Here we go. They don't have too many more chances left. Good pass.
In the box. Crosser was there trying to clear it, and they do. After it briefly was Louise.
Yeah, what we don't know is because the scoreboard doesn't have the clock running, we don't know when 4 minutes end. What do you got on your clock? 92. So maybe at 94 is about when the 4 minutes ends.
If it's advantage Northern Indiana, the official will let the play happen.
Maybe.
But if Cedars has the ball, they'll just call it. So it's important for Cedars to maintain the possession as long as possible.
Yeah, but I think they're still going to stay aggressive. I mean, they just kicked that one out of bounds, right? But I think they're going to stay aggressive. What are they up to? 93. So in theory, there's about 50 seconds left in this game, plus maybe a little extra time if the referee is gracious.
Throw in. Had it away. It was last touched by Benitez. Straight up in the air.
I think that's going to go to Cedars. That's the last thing Northern Indiana needed. It's not looking like they're going to make another run in this game. 30 seconds to go.
At this point, if you're Northern Indiana, you get the ball, just send the ball up and hope your forward can get it.
The crowd, the Cedars crowd, retrieved the ball very slowly. It doesn't seem like they have multiple balls in this game. Maybe that last one went on the railroad track. Another one out of bounds. Another throw in, more time gone by.
You know, partner, we talked about the set pieces, all those corner kicks.
Yeah.
And when you don't connect on at least 2 of them, they had over 6 corners in that first half. It came back to bite them. Now that's not the only reason that Northern Indiana is most likely going to lose this match. But when you have over 7 corner kicks and you only score once off them, not a good percentage.
All right, here we go. Here's probably their last gasp.
Yeah,
they're over 4 minutes here. And they sent it. I wouldn't have done that. Let's see what they do.
Got to maintain possession. If you're Cedars, just kick it out.
That
foul
might
on
be the
Martins.
end. Cedars with the ball. This referee's done an outstanding job. No, he's going to lay on the ground for a while, too.
The fans don't like it, but it was clearly a foul.
Well, get up. I mean.
Yeah, I don't like the slow to get up, but it is part of the game. And look, the only person that knows if he's truly hurt is him, but I don't think it was that hard of a push.
Well, he's pushed with the body. It wasn't like he got cleated on the calf or something. All right, here we go.
Kick straight up. Is he going to blow the whistle?
The referee could blow it at any time now. Maybe one more possession yet still.
And that's
it. Game over.
The
Championship.
2024 championship of the Great Lakes Division goes the way of Cedars FC. The game winner to number 9, Nur Audi. It was a great last push by Northern Indiana, Bob, but too little, too late.
This is a well-played game, both teams. What can you say? It's a championship game. Somebody won by 1 goal, 3-2. I like the way the fans rushed the field.
Great match. Just too much Hassan DeWood in that second half. Schwartz was fabulous off the bench, and that fabulous offense, plus 25 goal differential for Northern Indiana coming into this one. It pretty much went for naught. Cedars was just up to the task both offensively and defensively.
They're a good team. I mean, you got to give both teams credit. And you hate to be like that. Both teams deserve to win. Somebody didn't deserve to lose this. They both just played really well, and one team won, one team didn't win. Somebody had to win. And if it wasn't going to be in regulation play, it was going to be in PKs. We talked about that. I thought there would be another goal or two in the second half, and indeed there was. 3-2 finish.
So I'll let you be the tiebreaker for the man of the match. My call would be the game winner to number 9, Nur Audi. But there were a lot of good players. Andrew Schwartz made it 2-1. Hassan DeWood tied it up at 1-1. He almost scored to make it 4-1. Coming off the bench in style, Kalen Matas-Castillo coming in for the injured Yanni Kanalopoulos. But you have the tiebreaker. Who's your man of the match?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with where I was at. Hassan Daoud. I think that was that goal that broke their back when and he had a couple of chances right in front of the net. He was a handful the whole game. He was, large. People couldn't take the ball away from him. He caused so much stress on the defense. I think at the end of the day, his goal was ultimately the goal that turned the tide, that won the game. So, and they all played well. In a game like this, it's really hard to pick any one player, which is hence why you're giving me the shot, because there were lots of players that deserved player of the game. That's where I would leave my player of the game. But what a great team effort. Just like what was it? Yeah, Diallo said during our first interview they were going to come out with a team effort, and they sure did.
Everybody came out. They picked up their goalkeeper.
Look at
Kalen.
I like the players coming out to.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a long season, and this is tough. You get all the way here. You haven't lost all season. Your only loss is in the championship match by 1 goal. But you love the sportsmanship. They keep their heads up. Not only did they lose, partner, but they lost on their home pitch. It's not easy to take.
I don't know that there was much of a home advantage here. I mean, it's such a perfect field.
Right, but it is your home pitch.
It
you
is
never
your home
want to
pitch.
lose.
Never want to lose,
the
right?
Championship, your first match of the season, and the championship match on your home pitch.
Yeah, and Cedars came a long way for this game too. So it's all good. It's all good. What a great match. I love also how Northern Indiana's coming over to say hi and hug the fans. Everybody that came out.
So we're going to take a break, and coming up next, our post-game show with the man of the match, Hassan Dawood. For our excellent crew, for Sean Healy, Chris Angela, Bob Vilsaway, I'm Kyle Smith. Post-game show coming up next here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
It's June 9th, 2010. Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final is taking place between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Philadelphia Flyers. The final result will be an overtime win in Philadelphia. If the Flyers end up victorious, they'll still have to win at Game 7 in Chicago. It's a 3-3 tie in the first overtime, meaning this has been a moderate offensive explosion with some decent defense and goaltending squeeze in between this hockey contest. This is a huge game for Blackhawks fans, as their favorite hockey team has been a laughingstock in the Western Conference for most of the previous decade. For the Flyers, they're looking to bring back Stanley Cup glory to the city of brotherly love for the first time since the 1970s. To truly understand the importance of what happens next, we need to hit that left button on the VCR. In other words, we need to rewind. The Blackhawks are an overtime goal away from cementing their legacy in NHL history. But for a franchise who used to not even televise its home games, this seemed like a pipe dream even 5 years ago. Known for his severe cheapness, Blackhawks former owner Bill Wirtz decided to cancel all home broadcast agreements with network and cable television outlets in 1992. According to Wirtz and the Wirtz Corporation as a whole, home broadcasts were, quote, unfair to the team's season ticket holders, unquote. And as crazy as this decision was by Wirtz, fan attendance increased during the mid-1990s. Incredibly, without normal home broadcasts and overall television brand awareness about the team, the Hawks averaged over 19,300 fans during the mid-1990s at the United Center. This is how it worked. WGN and other media outlets couldn't broadcast the Blackhawks games at the United Center. But if a national broadcasting network such as ESPN decided to telecast the game, a Blackhawk fan could purchase Hawkvision, a subscription network worth $29.99 per month. Then you could watch the ESPN broadcast of Blackhawks vs. Red Wings at the United Center on normal cable television. It was pretty confusing, to be sure, and as you know, the internet wasn't big back then. If you were a big hockey fan and wanted to know about the Blackhawks, you either had to go to the game or wait for the hockey highlight on SportsCenter. Even then, hockey coverage wasn't big on ESPN, so it was in your best interest to purchase a ticket at the UC. So the fans kept supporting the Blackhawks even though they couldn't watch their favorite team on TV. However, the product on the ice wasn't so great. As if it were a curse from the hockey gods, the Hawks kept finding different ways to choke in the playoffs. An original six team, the Hawks were at one time the second most cursed original six franchise. The New York Rangers went titleless from 1940 until 1994, and the Hawks now find themselves in the same place as the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs and the Hawks have not hoisted Lord Stanley's Cup since the 1960s decade. For the Hawks, it's been even worse. They haven't won it all since 1961, and before that, Chicago went 23 years without hoisting the cup. The Maple Leafs have been a borderline disaster since 1967, but at least the Leafs were a dynasty in the 60s. The Hawks were lucky to even win the 1961 Stanley Cup. So yeah, the Hawks have pretty much been mediocre or worse since 1961. However, there were moments when the franchise seemed destined for championship glory. The worst moment for Chicago hockey fans was the 1971 Stanley Cup Final against the hated Montreal Canadiens. Without air conditioning at Old Chicago Stadium, the Hawks were the home team during Game 7 of the Finals against the Canadiens. Jumping out to an early 2-0 lead, legendary netminder Tony Esposito couldn't stop Jacques Lamar's 60-foot-away snapshot, giving the Canadiens their first goal of the contest. Chicago Tribune writer Bob Verdi said there was a humid haze hung over the ice, but Esposito refused to blame the rink's lack of air conditioning on the soft goal he gave up. He had a point, since Lamar's shot was nearly from the center line. The Canadiens never looked back and scored twice more to upset the Hawks and win 3-2 on Chicago's home ice. Since then, the Hawks have never been closer to winning the Cup as they were that day in 1971. That is, until tonight anyway. As painful as it was in 1971, Hawks fans who were still alive in 1992 had to be devastated at what happened next to Ed Belfour and Dominik Hasek. Incredibly, Eddie the Eagle Belfour and Dominik the Dominator Hasek were both on the Blackhawks at the same time. Two future Hall of Fame goalies were both on the Hawks, and yet the franchise still couldn't win a Stanley Cup with either netminder. Belfour was the starter during the brief Belfour-Hasek years. The Hawks made the 1992 Stanley Cup championship round with Belfour and Hasek both on the roster. It was also a Chicago team with Chris Chelios leading the defensemen, and forward Jeremy Roenick was on this Hawks team as well. Led by captain Dirk Graham, the Hawks went on a very impressive winning streak in the playoffs. After falling to a 2-1 series deficit to the St. Louis Blues, the Hawks won their next 3 games against the Blues, as well as back-to-back series sweeps against the Detroit Red Wings and the Edmonton Oilers. Just like that, 11 consecutive victories saw the Blackhawks 4 wins away from ending up as the last team standing. The only team in their proverbial way, the NHL's version of the Super Mario Brothers, otherwise known as Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr. The Pittsburgh Penguins were the defending Cup champions, and after narrowly beating the Washington Capitals in Game 7 during Round 1, the Pens found their way in the finals thanks to winning 8 of their last 10 games. Hasek was probably Chicago's better goalie entering the playoffs, as the Dominator earned all rookie honors and went 10-4-1 during his 15 starts between the pipes. Between a contract holdout from Belfour and Crazy Eddie missing games this season due to personal reasons, Hasek was turning into a fan favorite, while Belfour was the more controversial choice at net. However, head coach and general manager Mike Keenan stuck with Belfour throughout the playoffs. He turned out to be the best goaltender in the postseason, not named Tom Barrasso. The problem is Barrasso plays for Pittsburgh, so it was up to Roenick and company to find consistent offense against the Eastern Conference's best goalie. It looked like the Hawks had the Pens right where they wanted them when they took a 4-1 lead during Game 1. But the hockey gods haven't liked Chicago since 1961. Whenever the Hawks can blow a postseason lead during crunch time, they like to do it. The Pens scored 4 unanswered goals on their home ice, including the game winner with just 13 seconds left in OT. A crushing 5-4 loss for the Hawks, and they never rebounded from it. It was a sweep for the Pens as the Penguins celebrated their championship victory at Chicago Stadium. Hasek even showed during the series that he still had some raw rookie moments, but Belfour clearly wasn't himself. Hasek subbed in for Belfour in Game 4 after Eddie the Eagle gave up 2 goals on just 4 shots on goal. Keenan had a tough decision to make between keeping Hasek and Belfour, but with Belfour 1 year removed from winning the Vezina and Williams M. Jennings trophies for best goalie, Keenan had no choice but to allow Hasek to become expendable. The Sabres then cashed in on the young goalie's athleticism by fleecing the Hawks with a terrible trade request. The Sabres received a future Hall of Famer in Hasek, and the Blackhawks received just future draft considerations and a goalie in Stefan Beauregard, who never played a single minute in the goalie crease. The future draft considerations eventually led to the Hawks drafting Eric Daze in the 4th round. Daze became an all-star left winger, but serious back and herniated disc issues saw the team's promising winger limited to just 74 games in 3 seasons after his all-star game appearance in 2002. He retired after playing just 1 game in 2005. That being said, Keenan didn't want there to be a locker room controversy between Hasek and Belfour, and it's easy to say in hindsight when no one knew how great Hasek would become. Unfortunately, Belfour wouldn't even finish his career in Chicago. The Hawks were worried that he would re-sign with the team, so they shipped him off to San Jose for 3 players I personally never heard of until I Googled them. Ulf Dahlin, Michael Sikora, and Chris Terreri. Terreri was put in the very tough position of trying to fill Belfour's shoes in net, and he never got close to reaching Belfour's milestone achievements. Blackhawk fans kept asking themselves, is this team cursed? The 1999 Stanley Cup Final pitted Belfour against Hasek as the Dallas Stars took on the Buffalo Sabres. Belfour eventually won the cup over Hasek in the series, although Hasek won more cups than the Eagle once he began playing for the Red Wings. The Blackhawks managed just one more Western Conference Finals appearance with Belfour in net, and they wouldn't get back to the Western Conference Finals until last season. No one ever wishes someone to die, but success seemed to reach the Blackhawks once Bill Wirtz passed away from complications of cancer on September 26, 2007. His son, Rocky Wirtz, took over the team, and during their first season with Rocky as the CEO, the Hawks finished above 500 for the first time in 6 years. With John McDonough as the president and Joel Quenneville as the head coach, the Hawks made it back to the playoffs and finished in the Final Four. The Red Wings once again got in their way and easily took care of the Hawks 4-1 during the 2009 Western Conference Finals. Entering the 2009-10 season, the Hawks decided they need a veteran forward who could score goals and match up against their biggest rival, the Detroit Red Wings. Marian Hossa signed with the Blackhawks, giving the Hawks a formidable 1-2-3 punch on line 1 on Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, Marian Hossa. That is, if they ever needed to use all three guys on the power play. The Hawks were a tough team to beat in 2010, and they finished just 1 point shy of the Western Conference leading Sharks, but the Hawks were the better team in the Western Conference Finals and swept the Sharks to make it to the Stanley Cup Final. Their opponent was an unlikely one, the Philadelphia Flyers. Entering the playoffs as a 7th seed, the Flyers had little title aspirations, but after the top-seeded Capitals were stunned in round 1 to the 8th-seeded Canadiens, there was new hope in Philly. The Flyers looked dead in the water when they trailed 3-0 in the Eastern Conference semifinals, but Simon Gagne returned for Game 4, and they definitely needed him as Gagne scored in overtime to force a Game 5. Brian Boucher was excellent as the Flyers starting goalie during Game 5, but he had to leave the game early due to knee injuries. As such, Michael Layton finished off Game 5 as the Flyers' new goalie and preserved the 4-0 shutout. Layton then got the start in Game 6 as expected, and he made the most of his opportunity by being perfect through 59 minutes until the Boston Bruins scored late. It was still a 2-1 win for the Flyers, and wouldn't you know it, the Flyers had a chance to win Game 7 and come back from an insurmountable 3-0 deficit. The Bruins actually led 3-0 in Game 7 at the TD Garden in Boston, but they simply couldn't avoid a significantly embarrassing collapse. James Van Riemsdyk, who didn't score a single goal in the playoffs prior to tonight, netted a very important goal late in the first period to give his teammates new life and ending the shutout attempt. The Flyers then scored 3 more unanswered goals to win a surprising 4-3 Game 7 over the Bruins, becoming just the 3rd team in NHL history to come back from a 3-0 series deficit. In fact, this had only been done once in any other American professional sport besides hockey. The Boston Red Sox defeated the New York Yankees 4-3 during the 2004 American League Championship Series. And now the Flyers are back in the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 1997, looking for their first championship since 1975. The 1997 Stanley Cup Final was very interesting since it pitted the Flyers against the Red Wings, with both teams being in the Eastern Time Zone. The Flyers got swept in that series, with fans questioning if the franchise made the right decision all those years ago when they traded for former number 1 overall draft pick Eric Lindros. Lindros scored just once in that series against the Red Wings, and it cost the Flyers a lot just to acquire him. They sent the Quebec Nordiques 6 players, 2 first-round picks, and $15 million in cash for only Lindros. The Nordiques eventually moved to Colorado, with the future Hall of Famer in Forsberg helping the Colorado Avalanche win 2 Stanley Cup titles. What did Lindros contribute? Just 1 goal in his lone Stanley Cup final, and his constant bad luck of suffering concussions, he suffered 4 during his career in Philly, inevitably led to him being traded to the New York Rangers. The Lindros trade was a huge gamble for the Flyers, and it cost them much-needed role players they probably could have used during their playoff runs in the late 90s and early 2000s. However, the Flyers probably wouldn't have made it to the finals without Lindros in the lineup, so there's a lot of give and take when debating if Philly should have traded for the future Hall of Famer. In a weird twist of fate, the Rangers tried to trade for Lindros, which would have included goalie Mike Richter. Richter was huge down the stretch for the Rangers during the 1994 Stanley Cup Final, which they won, so Rangers fans are probably very happy with the trade with Philly that was finalized prior to the Rangers calling up the Nordiques. But the Flyers are finally back in the Stanley Cup final, in large part due to the Flyers getting defenseman Chris Pronger in another blockbuster deal with Anaheim. It cost Philly 2 players and 2 first-round picks. History tells us that the Flyers love sacrificing the future for winning now, but this time around, it has paid its dividends in a big way. Pronger's 14 playoffs assists have allowed the Flyers to be 1 goal away from forcing a Game 7 in Chicago, their closest to a title in 35 years. The trade for Pronger was definitely an immediate success. Layton's 3 shutouts in the Eastern Conference Finals prove that he deserves to be in the league, but is he a franchise goalie? Not so much. One of the reasons that the Blackhawks are a goal away from the title is Layton can't recreate his magic from the previous round. In fact, Boucher relieved him in Game 2 and Game 5 due to erratic play, but head coach Peter Laviolette decided to stick with Layton in this pivotal Game 6. And to be honest, the Flyers felt comfortable about tonight. Both of their wins in the series were at home, and with the Hawks being led by 2 players under the age of 25 in Kane and Taves, they don't have a lot of experience in this pressure situation. It's up to former number 1 overall draft pick Patrick Kane and Captain Taves to finish off the Flyers. Otherwise, it's back to Chicago for a winner-go-home Game 7, and Blackhawk fans know all too well how that panned out back in '71. All the pressure is really on the Hawks to close out Philly. They brought in Host to be that veteran leader when crap starts to hit the fan come playoff time, and he's been very mad in the
Welcome to the post-game show, brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith, along with the man of the match, Hassan Dawood. A 3-2 victory as Cedars are the 2024 Great Lakes champions. 3-2 victory today over Northern Indiana FC. Big-time win. You guys were down 1-0 off the corner kick, but then 3 unanswered goals, and you started it with the equalizer.
Yeah.
Welcome to the post-game show, brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith, along with the man of the match, Hassan Dawood. A 3-2 victory as Cedars are the 2024 Great Lakes champions. 3-2 victory today over Northern Indiana FC. Big-time win. You guys were down 1-0 off the corner kick, but then 3 unanswered goals, and you started it with the equalizer.
Yeah, I felt like Sam gave me Sam and Hyder gave me some notes off the bench. I feel like we were a little bit timid in the beginning, and which is understandable, making a drive to a team we know nothing about. And then eventually when we came in, we got a goal, and I felt like that eased everyone down, and then we just started playing. And listen, we're really good when we play, and that's exactly what we did. So I'm thankful to the guys. It's been an amazing season, and yeah, we turned it around.
2 goals in the second half, and you almost scored to make it 4-1. The complexion of the game changed in like 5 minutes. You almost scored to make it 4-1, and then they score set-piece free kick to make it 3-2. What were you thinking? Were you thinking, oh my gosh, we could almost blow this one?
Yeah, I mean, at this level, you got to take your chances, man. Like people, if you're not bearing your chances soon enough, then I think it does come back to haunt you. I felt like I should have put something away. But they told us, having that hunger, when you're playing a championship game, anything can happen. We went up another goal, and I felt like we got comfortable, and then they scored, and we had to lock back in. But it's credit to the guys. We locked back in, and we took care of it in the end.
It was a total team effort today. Your goalkeeper got hurt, hamstring, but coming off the bench, Manas Castillo was fabulous.
Yeah, we have a very in-depth squad. If you want to win the league in the Midwest, you need a whole squad. 11 players are not enough, and we know that any time that we're called off the bench, I was called off the bench, you have to do what's best for the team and you have to put in the shift. And I think you could see, it's a family. It's a really family. We all love each other, and we do it for our community, and it's an amazing step forward for us.
Final thoughts about winning the championship match. You beat an undefeated team on their home pitch, and everybody contributed, including Andrew Schwartz coming off the bench and scoring to make it 2-1.
Yeah, like I said, in depth. Like we have a very, very depth squad. No matter, we know whoever goes out there is going to put on a show. And I felt like, like you mentioned, we did mention the undefeated aspect, but this is a final. Your record goes out the door when you step in the final. So they're an amazing team, though. When they were knocking it about in the beginning, we're like, oh shit, excuse my language. Okay. We have this is going to be a tough game. But so credit to them. It was an amazing game, probably the best team we've played all season. And yeah, it was an amazing event. Thank you to everyone that put it on.
Thanks, Hassan. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you guys so much.
That's Hassan Dawood, and that does it for our post-game show. Big thank you to everybody that put on this broadcast today. And for Sean Healy and Bob Vilsoe, Chris Angela, I'm Kyle Smith. We'll see you next time on SBS.